Hello and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop, your one stop for co-op news, reviews, and playthroughs. I'm Peter, and today we are playing through Lord of the Rings, the living card game. This is the Deadmen's Dike scenario, and we're playing as part of a campaign, but don't worry if you missed the first couple parts. We're not really going through the story anyway, so there'll just be you'll notice some additional challenges and additional help we get throughout the course of the campaign. But it does not matter if you saw the first couple, but I will put in the show notes, I will put, links to the first couple of episodes if you enjoyed this one and want to go back and watch the other ones. But I should have introduced my friend, my cohort, my Friday night buddy who hangs out with me every Friday night, except for we haven't been doing it regularly. Terence, what's up, Terence?
How's it going? Am I still muted?
No, you are not muted. Thank you for reminding me, though, because
sometimes I have to check because it might be like a monologue, and then you'll be like, "Oh, by the way, you're still muted."
Have you ever heard of? And I don't remember if I talked to you about this before. Have you ever heard of Garfield without Garfield?
You mean like the orange cat?
Oh, maybe that's what it's called. I've always heard it referred to as Garfield minus Garfield, where they take all the Garfield cartoons, like comic book strips, and remove Garfield from them. So it just looks like John's talking to himself all the time.
Nice.
Apparently, it's pretty funny. I
could see that.
Yeah. So, that's like our normal streams when I forget to unmute you. It's well, I was gonna say Marvel Champions without Terence, but it's whatever living card game we decide to play without Terence.
If I'm doing well, I think if folks want to catch up just story wise, because this was I think the second cycle where they started kind of doing the thing where the deluxe actually flows into the adventure pack. So like all 9 scenarios are one collective story line, even if it's not the best writing. It's a board game. It's not winning Pulitzer Prizes or anything. You can actually just go and download the inserts and read the intro and then kind of afterwards to kind of catch up if you're just interested in the story bits.
Yeah, so Intruders in Chetwood was the first part. Then we went to the Weathered Hills. And now we are on Deadmen's Dike. So that's the third one. So this is the third one of the core, quote-unquote, core box. Although now the way you buy it is it's just called Angmar Awakened, and it's got to have all 9 scenarios in it. Right?
Not the core box, the deluxe box.
Deluxe box. Yeah, I'm sorry. So that was the deluxe box, and then we had all these individual packs you used to have to buy, but now it all comes in one big thing called Angmar Awakened.
And I guess just a really brief, the first quest, we were saving villagers on behalf of the ranger who will be in this scenario, Iron. And then we went on a vengeance quest, I guess, in the second one, and went to the Weather Hills and hunted those orcs down. And so we survived those hills, and
we're still trying to protect the innocent here. So this is something that's added for the campaign. After an attack damages a character, place a damage on Protect the Innocent. When progress would be placed on Protect the Innocent, remove that much damage from here instead. So we'd have to decide to quest here, or decide to do this instead of working on the main quest. But if 10 or more damage ever gets here, we lose in a 1 or 2 player game. So this is like an extra thing we have to deal with, but we get some extra boons as well. First of all, Iron is always in here, where his stats are equal to the number of quest cards in play. So it's going to be 2, right? The main one.
Well, at least 1.
This one?
Oh, yeah, 2. Yep.
Yeah, because we're always going to have that. So that helps a little bit. And then we also got this pendant as part of the quest. So he's going to get +1 to his willpower, which is very nice. And that's it, right? So add it to the victory play when to cancel a when revealed effects of a card that was just revealed from the encounter deck, or to cancel his shadow effect. So we would lose the +1 willpower, but if Shadows of the Past shows up, yes, I know, wrong game, I'm just joking, then we can use this to get out of jail free once as well. We also have individual cards that we can attach to one of our characters. I've put Resolute on Lothriel. I get +1 to my willpower, and I could, as a response, cancel up to 2 points of damage to the dealt to the attached hero, limit once per game. So if I have an undefended attack or whatever else, I can use that once per game to get rid of it. It doesn't get rid of my willpower, though, unlike this one, which basically says add it to the victory display. This still stays on me. It's just a once-a-game effect, and we'll try to figure out a way to mark that once it's used. You've got +1 to the defense of your character, and you can, as a planning action, play an attachment from your discard pile onto the attached hero once per game. So that doesn't seem terrible.
Which will be pretty useful, actually, this game for the amount of times we're going to be discarding things.
Yeah. So let's figure out a little bit about the scenario we're about to play. So we got the Shades of Angmar. Is this the right? This is the right size, right? Side?
Yep.
Yes, 1A. You've brought the prisoners you rescued from the Weathered Hills to Fronost. The Rangers gather
Fornost,
here.
I think.
What was it?
Fornost, I think.
Yeah, Fornost. You're right. Yeah, see? This is why you don't have somebody with dyslexia read stuff. The Rangers gathered here are shocked to hear that you have discovered that you discovered at Amon Forn. Before their chieftain can decide what to do, an unnatural fog covers the ruins in darkness and and the specters, oh my gosh, this is a night, of dead warriors emerge from the mist to attack you. So we put Aaron into play, set that card aside, it's a bad guy, and add a copy of Fornost Square to the staging area, and shuffle the encounter deck. So we've done all those things. Then we flip this over. When revealed, each player must search the encounter deck for a Baleful Shade and put it into play and engage with them. And then we shuffle the encounter deck and reveal one encounter card per player. At the end of the refresh phase, each player discards the top card of his deck. If any player has no cards in their deck, they're eliminated from the game. So that's another loss condition. We can run out of cards. Because of that, we did add in a card. What was it called?
Will of the West.
Will of the West. So if you're not familiar, as an action, choose a player to shuffle that player's discard pile into his deck. Remove Will of the West from the game. Terence strategically removed a card from his deck. I added a 51st card because...
I removed 2 cards in case that card gets discarded.
Oh, so you actually added 2 Will of the Wests?
And discarded 2 cards, yeah. Or took out 2 cards from mine.
Do you want me to add a second one, Terence?
Well, it's up to you. I mean, it depends how...
I'll add a second one. Here we go. Watch this. Boom.
You can even add up to 3 if you want. It depends on how
that would
how
also give me a bigger deck, right?
Yeah.
Which means
I think if I was playing this standalone, I probably wouldn't bring the deck I brought. Just because I would be accounting for this particular condition, loss condition.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and reveal 2 cards. So this is a Cursed Dead. When revealed, put a copy of the Cursed Dead in the discard. Of Cursed Dead in the discard pile into play, or into the staging area. Oh, so when we kill them, they're going to keep coming back when another Cursed Dead comes out. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah. So this is kind of bad. You kind of want to hold on to these people just because of the exact thing you can think of. Yep. I think there's 5 or something of them in the deck. So you can imagine when you pull one out, pulling 2 or 3 more of them out just kind of sucks.
Yeah, because it's each copy, so it's just going to get worse and worse. Oh, and good. We've got another place to go to. Time 3. So we put a time counter on that? Is that what this is?
Mm-hmm.
We will use... Are there specific time counters that you're aware of? What do they look like?
No, they're generic tokens that they don't have. Just do resource tokens, probably.
All right.
Because that's generally not a thing that's used.
After the last time counter is removed from Broken Battlements, each player discards the top 5 cards of his deck and places 1 time counter here. Each player discards the top card of his deck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so this is going to keep happening. That's why you put a time counter there. Every time all the time counters are gone, this is going to keep triggering.
Yep.
I feel triggered already. So we got this. Forno Square gets +1 threat for each resource token on it. After the first player discards any number of cards from the top of the deck, place a resource token here. Huh. All right, so let's calculate threat in the staging area. So we've got 1 for now, 2, 3, 4, right? 4 threat in the staging area, and we're definitely going to want to travel to one of these locations. Probably this one first, and then this one. If I am guessing, but we'll see.
Yeah, the times like they combo off each other, which is unfortunate.
I mean,
but I guess
yeah.
by design.
Yes.
But unfortunate for us. But I mean that time counter is rough, right? Like 5 cards out of your deck, that just helps with that loss.
But we have 3 turns for that, right? So I feel like we have a little time. I mean,
well, you really only have 2 turns because you eat this first turn, right?
Oh wait, does it go away right now? When do time counters get removed?
No. But I'm just saying, like, we're gonna travel to it this turn, and then you kind of, I mean,
yeah, I see what you're saying.
Assuming you can blow through it, right? Like it's 6. It's not a small amount.
Yep. Okay. All right. So we shuffle and we draw what? 6 cards to start the game.
Yep.
All right. So I got an armored Destier.
Oh, do we have to be on the same team?
Westford Lancer. Oh, you can't see my cards. I did diamonds. Yep, diamonds. All right. I got a horse breeder, escort from. So none of these are the cards I need. I need the draw card, right? So.
Yeah, you want the card draw card and you want steward.
So these
just
are
group them up, shuffle.
Yeah, this is a mulligan. So mulliganing again in Lord of the Rings. So I do like what was the thing we used the first couple of games?
Dragon cards.
I like dragon cards for playing, but it reminds me a little bit of Board Game Arena, and maybe we talk about this afterward. Have you ever played with Board Game Arena?
I have played on Board Game Arena.
Where the game is great because you don't have to pay attention to a lot. It does a lot of stuff for you.
Yeah, they do a bunch of custom stuff for each game, which is why it doesn't support every game under the sun.
Right. But the problem I always find with that is I have a real hard time following what's going on because so much is automated that, like, I'm not really sure exactly what I'm doing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I don't think Dragon Cards doesn't like implement the rule set like BGA does, though.
Yeah, but I still feel when I'm playing, I still feel that because I'm like, I have no idea. Oh, Horn of the Mark, that's what I wanted, right?
Yeah, you don't have Steward, so that's kind of sad, but is what it is.
I mean, to ask to get both in the first turn, Horn of the Mark lets me draw cards, which is the nice part. When a character leaves play, if that character shares at least one trait with the attached hero, exhaust Horn of the Mark to draw a card. And we put that on Lothriel, right? Because she...
Actually, hold on.
She is going to have Gondor and Rohan because Éomer is in play. Oh, I don't have her next door husband. Well, I'll change that. All right. But you get your starting hand ready to go?
Yeah, I pulled out the wrong card.
Oh. Well, while Terence is figuring out his deck, we will go ahead and get things started over here. So let's see. And if there's any comments or questions, please feel free to ask. So resource phase. Each player adds one resource to each of their heroes and draws a card. Bloodink, Bloodink, and Bloodink. And I'm going to draw a card. I have a Gondorian shield. So the next thing we do is a planning phase. Even though Terence is first player while he's getting his deck figured out, I will go ahead and go first because it doesn't matter. These are all kind of simultaneous anyway. I'm definitely putting Horn of the Mark on her. I need a blue resource for that. She is the only character I have that generates blue resources, so there you go. As a reminder, so Denethor, we add 2 resources to him at the beginning, which is why he had some resources, but I can move a resource from Denethor's pool to another Gondor hero's pool, limit once per round. Oh, it's just Gondor?
What?
He only moves to Gondor. I may have cheated this whole time.
He only moves to Gondor.
So I can't put it to Éomer.
No, you can only do it on Lothriel.
Okay, so I've probably cheated every game we've played so far. Oh, one
no,
note.
I corrected you.
Because Éomer doesn't really matter. Like, because I don't use his resources that often, honestly.
Yeah, you've done it once or twice in our games, and I think I've corrected you.
So, Denethor over here is going to be my defender, right? So I'm going to go ahead.
Yeah, you definitely play the
Gondor
shield this turn. Yeah.
Yep. So I spend that resource to move the shield over there.
Unless you want to feint. That's like the other option. If you want the resource or feint.
Which what makes it so they don't attack me? Nah,
Yeah, a single enemy cannot attack.
nah, that's all right. I'll defeat him. I am gonna put that resource over here to Lothriel, and I'm gonna play the horse breeder. So that way I have some allies in play. After a horse breeder enters play, search the top 10 cards of your deck for a mount attachment and add it to your hand and shuffle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that a mount? Nope. 5. That is a mount.
You're playing 6, horse breeder?
7.
Yeah, I thought you played horn, didn't you? Oh,
9,
you moved a resource over.
10. Yep. All right. So there's my mount. I will add it to my hand. Yeah, I figured it's good to have allies in play to build up that willpower, right? I understand her special gift is bringing someone into play to quest with her, but you still need characters in play.
Yeah, the just so we can have these discussions, you also now don't have resources for Test of Will, so that's something to take into account if that matters to you. But you can get it with Fade Win, so you do have that option.
Wait, what's Fade Win?
As well. She can add a resource or draw a card. So you could get it back at the start of questing, and then you'd have it during reveal, the encounter reveal phase, to cancel if you care about the cancellation. You can also use it to get a resource on Aomir for the Feint as well. So you have
options.
You have some options there, but then there's the other, like, do you want the card draw to cut and get Steward quicker? So a lot of, just micro decisions to make that have pretty large impact, right?
All right, I am going to put my horse in, I think.
Okay.
Because that will let him defend and then ready.
Yep.
Seems good.
It does mean that you can't play Steward if you draw it on next turn.
I can't play it on him, or...
No, you will have 1 and you won't have the 2 to play it. Because you only gen 1 a turn.
Ah, I gotcha. I mean...
So that's the trade-off.
That's asking for a lot to draw that. I mean, that also means then when I put Theodwin in, I could put 1 on him, right?
Yeah, but you won't know if you draw it, right?
Well,
like,
that's what
you're playing Theodwin in this turn.
Yes. Well, considering she's my only ally, yeah, that's gonna happen. All right, Terence. So, what are you doing in your play area, or what have you done?
So I put in Shining Shield for 1.
Seems good.
I put in Gather Information, which is also why maybe you don't want to play your horse. I don't know.
After the staging area is defeated, each player may search the deck for a card. Oh, because I could search it. Oh, do you think we're questing there this turn?
I mean, do you care about the main?
Yeah, you're right. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to play my horse. I'll get my 2 resources back. That's a very good call, because next turn it'll be super easy to play once I have... I forgot about this quest. So after this staging area is defeated, so we get to choose when we quest which of these 3 areas we're going to quest to. If we quest to here, and what do you... Oh, 4. We need to add 4 progress to here. Once we defeat it, we get to pull any card we want out of our deck, which seems good. And the card that we're talking about is Steward of Gondor, which for 2 resources lets you generate 2 resources every turn on whatever hero you want, which is real good. Like, it costs 2 resources once and immediately pays for itself, which is a little silly. All right.
There's equally broken cards in Champions too, so
I don't know about well, except for the Go for Champions or whatever the heck, or that one Nova card. Yes.
So there's a potentially cheeky play I could do, but I don't know if it's worth it. So I can Dundane Hunter.
Okay.
Because I have an enemy engaged with me, so I actually have tactics resources right now.
Yep.
And then that will allow me to pull an enemy if it is in the top 5, like Angela, right? But then I can Coning the Trap it so it can't attack me this turn.
Wait, what? What's the trap part?
Coning the Trap. For 1 lore resource, I can make that enemy basically not attack me.
So what's the benefit of pulling that enemy and not just put Coning in the Trap?
Because it has to be an enemy that engages you.
And we don't have enemy. Oh, we have this one that's going to engage you because you're first player.
Yeah.
And we wanted to trap them, right? I think that's a smarter play.
Well,
right?
Coney and trap is not a trap. It's just a.
But do you see what I'm saying? Shouldn't you wait, engage this one, and basically remove it from the game forever? Because
it doesn't remove it. This is an event. It's like a one-time. Can't
after you engage an enemy, and just this one round.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I would probably save it for the one enemy we already know we have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This basically just gets me a 3 attack on the board for the rest of the game. Is basically the trick.
Yeah, that seems good. So are you not going to quest this phase then? Because we need...
No, I'm going to quest. I put him in, so he quests for 2. Part of it is you don't want to leave these shades around, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We need to kill them. Oh, you don't have enough attack to kill them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we already have another enemy. So we're going to have a bunch of enemies to deal with. Now, if the hunter fails to find an enemy in the top 5,
it just gets discarded.
The hunter gets
it's like discarded. Angela gets discarded.
That's your choice, man. I mean, dealing with 2 enemies this turn seems not great. But
yeah. But yeah, I don't have the attack, right? So like I'm not gonna be able to kill him.
All right. Well, then put her in.
Quest super hard.
Yeah, I would rather. I thought we would quest super hard this turn.
I mean, we will, but we're still gonna have a bunch of enemies, right?
Okay, bring in the hunter. You're gonna have to do it at some point. Now's as good a time as that. Or do you want to wait 1 round to kill this stuff first?
Well, I don't know how I'm killing this guy.
I see which. Oh, so yeah, just bring it in, dude. It's fine.
Like even if I bring him in, like I still know how I'm killing everything, right?
Right. That's my point. Is we're gonna have more enemies, but after
are you gonna pull the shade down?
+2. I'll pull the shade down.
You don't have a defense for it though, right?
No, but what I do have is this. So cancel 2 points of damage. So if I have to do,
but we could also potentially have feint too this turn potentially, right? As well.
Yep.
And you don't need the card draw as badly. If we quest hard and you get steward, you don't need to like search as hard for it.
Yes, correct. Yeah, I'm not worried about the card draw. So I'd rather feint. Now, if I'd put the horse in, I could block.
Yeah, you could block 2. So you could just delay steward by 1 turn.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the right call, right? So just block twice, and then I don't have to waste a feint. Then I could give Lothriel I could also just give Denethor the extra resource too, right? And then I could pay for steward.
Yeah. So let's just pull him. Might as well.
Pull it.
I feel like getting a 3 attack on the board is probably worth it, right?
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
Well, we'll see what it is. Maybe I'll regret it.
Oh, well, actually, getting 2 cursed at the same time is not terrible, because then it doesn't pull itself, right?
Yep.
So you're going to pull the cursed, I assume, of those 5 cards?
I think so. I don't want Tharders. Damn, that thing sucks.
It does look like it sucks. So we shuffle the rest of these back in?
Yep. And then I will spend, because I don't want that other attack.
Yeah, because I'm not a sentinel, so I can't block for you.
No. Okay.
I'm not a
sentinel. I think I won't be able to kill him this turn, but that'll be okay.
Wait, what was that?
I still won't be able to kill him, but I'll at least be able to put damage.
Wait,
on him
why are we
turn.
not adding our blade?
I mean, do you want it? I don't need it now.
You don't want
I won't have
attack?
a ready hero for it.
What?
I just won't have a ready hero for it.
I mean, do you want to put it on Amber? Like, I don't know. Well, that'll get him to 6. We don't need 6.
We don't have anything it would be +1 right now at this if we burn through the thing.
Okay, so I don't need 6. 5 is good enough. And then you let me know if you want me to feint one of yours.
Well, you do need 6 if you want to kill this guy, unless you have an.
Why do I need +1? He's only 5.
He's 5 +1 defense.
Oh, I hate defense. Yeah, and I won't have Denethor to help me because I'm going to need the second block. So you give me the attack?
Yeah. I'm that nice.
Oh, I guess I had Firefoot.
No, you can't play him.
I mean, zero chance I could afford him. But, all right. So we ready for the next step, which is the quest phase. So we're going to commit people to the quest. So I've got 3, 4 here. Then I get to play a card from my hand. So that's her thing. Response after Lothriel commits to a quest. Choose an ally in your hand. If that ally shares a trait with her, which she has both Gondor and Rohan, put that ally into play. Exhausted, committed to the quest at the end of the phase. So we're putting this ally into play, and this is response. After she enters play, Theoden enters play. Draw a card or add a resource to a noble hero's resource pool. So we are going to have her quest with us, so that'll add 2 more. What did we say? We're going to give it to Denethor?
Only if you want Stuart next turn.
Do we think we can get... Do we think we're going to have enough questing?
I'm questing for 9 right now, so we're 5 over without anything that you're adding.
Okay. And that's right. There is no side quest to go through. All right. So I am going to add it to Denethor. Because that just seems good. Because he can also...
I mean, I guess you could also give it to
Oh, no. We needed faint, right? So never mind. I'm giving it to Eomer.
I thought you didn't need a feint because you put the horse in.
I thought you needed a feint from me. You don't?
Right now I'm only defending this guy on Baleful Shade.
And can you defend it or no?
I have a 4 defender right here.
Okay. All right.
So Terstead is not attacking this turn.
So then I will put it on Denethor. Yeah, and the best part about the card I'm about to steward is that it is not Steward. Steward is that you it's not restricted. So even though I have 2 restricted cards in play, yeah, that one's not restricted.
What how much you sending?
Me, I am sending 3,
6.
4, 5, 6. So you're at 9. I'm at 6 more, so it puts us at 15. And then we draw 1 card per player.
Oh, wait, hold on.
We have to decide where we're questing first, right?
We're questing here.
Right. And then we have to add 2
quests for 3.
Wait, who quests for 3? What are you doing now?
This guy.
Which guy?
Iron, come on. Oh, wait, no, he quests for 4. Because he gets this, right?
Wait, where are you? Point to what you're doing. You can hit tab.
This guy.
So I can actually see what you're talking about. Oh, forgot about this guy. That's right. So, because there are side quests, 3 side quests in play. He's 3, and then... Now, do we... Well, hold on.
No, there's 2 side quests in play.
Stop. Do we need his 4? We probably don't, right? We're 19 to 4 right now. We only need 4 points of progress on this.
Maybe I actually hold back.
Why don't you hold him to kill one of your dudes?
Because there's a chance he'll ready.
Wait.
And so I'll just hold back a Marthiel because he'll cover it for it.
What was that?
If we reveal a side quest, he will ready. A Marthiel will not ready. So why don't I just pull back 3 for my own questing?
Oh, and then you will be able to kill one of your 2 dudes between the hunter and that? All right, so you pulled back your 3, but you got the 4 from him, and there's a chance he could ready. And we know he's going to ready because you already revealed the card, you cheating McCheaterson. All right, so we're...
I can draw new cards. I don't care.
We're questing to here. No, it's fine.
Just draw new cards. It's fine.
All right. We'll draw new cards because I feel like we shouldn't have known that information before making that decision. All right, Haunted Keep. Well, the Haunted Keep is the active location. Terrible. The first undead enemy revealed each round gains Surge.
Terrible.
I mean, we're not Will of the Westing it, though, right? Not that terrible. Oh, did I get my resource? Oh, I did. I put it here. Restless Evil. When revealed, each undead enemy gets
that's also terrible.
+1 till the end of the round. If there are no undead enemies in play, it gets Surge. All right, so there's 1 here, so we are going to add 1 to the thing here.
Yeah.
We also have to add 3
make 10
for this one, right?
Yeah.
All right.
7.
So we're 7 over, which this only needs 4, so we clearly get it, right? Now, does this go to your discard pile or where?
No, that's victory display, man.
So we have 1 victory point. Winning. Oh, by the way, this card told us how to set up the Angmar Awakened campaign. Basically, it's just put this in play with the number counters. There is something that happens later, resolution, at the end of. So we'll keep it over here for the resolution of the campaign. By the way, if you want to read the campaign text, this PDF is fully printable from Fantasy Flight, and that's also where I got all of these cards from. So definitely we're allowed to do it, commercial use. So yeah, I uploaded all these cards into the campaign because, well, campaigns are fun, right? Although we tend not to play them after the first time because it's just a big commitment with number of games you have to play or whatever. All right. So maybe I should have saved points to cancel this, but this goes away, right? This is like a one-time bad thing, right?
Yep.
Okay. So the next step, so we did our questing phase is travel. So we're going to travel to this timer place.
You got to pull your card out of your deck, dude.
Oh, yeah. What's it called? Stuart?
Yeah, I'm trying to decide what I want. Do I take the Force Snare? I could take a Will of the West, so I don't like lose.
I mean, you could, but you have 3 of them in your deck, right?
I have 2.
Yeah, that's your call.
The other option is I could take Caleb Grace out of my deck. JK Thalion.
Whatever you think you need. I always like allies because they help for the long term.
He has a 2/2/2 stat line, and then since we have a side quest in the victory, he will ready himself.
Seems good.
So it's basically like free 2 questing, right? And then you get 2 attack.
Or defense and an attack. Yeah, seems good. That would be the one I would put if you're gonna have the resources to pay for it.
No, I mean it costs 4 man. The other option would be Sea of the North.
If I gave you Steward, would that help you?
No, you should take it. Your deck's expensive.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, the problem with that one character is it's not going to be easy to pay for anytime soon. But we are traveling to the one with the time token on it, right? That's what we decided?
Yeah. The other option is I could take this. Force Snare. I won't be able to play it immediately, but I could basically, the idea is hopefully to snare this Cursed Dead, right?
Well, or one of the Cursed Deads. And your character does better when you have enemies in front of you, right? Which one was it?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, this one. Here we go. Because you get another resource icon that you normally don't have access to.
Yep.
And if you can get 2 in front of you, which you have right now, you're going to collect an extra resource. All right. So we are now to the travel phase. We already chose to travel somewhere. Did something bad happen? I think we have to travel. Each player discards the top card of their deck. So when you are done, go ahead and discard the top card, which was a Horse Breeder for me.
Gift of Foresight.
All right. So we did our travel step. Now encounter step. Who's going to engage? We said I was, right? So I will optionally engage because normally it would go to first player. This actually wouldn't even engage me. I don't even have 27 threat. But I optionally engage it, which means I will engage it. I'm actually going to kill it this turn because I can't kill the Baleful Shade. So I'm going to kill what I can kill. You know what I mean?
I thought you can't kill the Baleful Shade.
No, because they got +1 defense and +1 attack, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I can't kill it anymore. I'll kill it next turn, but I cannot kill it this turn. Unless I let one of these...
What'd you draw for your horn?
I have not done that yet. All right, so Horn says when a character leaves play, so this will leave play at the end of the questing phase.
No, you shuffle it in. Come on.
Oh. And then I draw a card. I drew a Will of the West. So I have a Test of Will and Will of the West. I'm willed up. Me and Will, we're doing all right. Okay.
Shadow cards.
So, yep. Now we deal a shadow card to every enemy in play, whether they
start. Well, you do highest threat first.
Well, isn't it in front of a player first?
Yeah,
in front
but
of first player,
threat.
highest to lowest.
Yeah.
So you do your 30, then your 27, then I do my 30 and my 27.
Yeah. So he's attacking for 3. I guess I gotta discard top and hope it's not an ally. Of course, it's a freaking ally.
What happens?
He gets +2.
So he's attacking for 4 plus his card. Enemy gets +1 attack.
He's attacking for 5 against my.
Would it be +2 instead if there is a copy of the defending character? There is not a copy of your hero in your discard piles. Oh, that's another one of these cursed deads that's going to come out, though.
Yeah, so he's hitting for 3, 5, 6 against my 4, so I take 2. That's rough.
So 3, why 6? So I see 2. I see 3 here.
And then the shadow, the treachery we didn't cancel.
Treachery 4. And then 2 more from what?
He gets +2, so he's hitting for 4, 5.
Oh,
6.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So you took 2.
Yeah.
And then we discard this to remind ourselves. Oh no, I guess we keep it.
Yeah, I'll take another shadow card, I guess, as well.
Wait. So what are you doing?
To draw a card for the enemy who's not attacking.
Yep, that makes sense. Now, you don't even flip them up, huh?
No.
So which character is that? Point to him.
Gilran.
All right, action.
I mean, I got to look at this.
Turn a shadow card face. Oh, is that the last one? Oh, that's the last one. You said there's 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Oh, there's one.
I mean, that's not good because now they're in the discard pile, dude.
No, but if all of them are in the discard pile, there's nothing to pull them out. Do you see my point? We're one short of all of them being in the discard pile, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be good.
It's not going to be good if we pull them out. If all 5 are in the discard pile, it's amazingly good. All right, so now we will do my attacks. I'll defend against the first one. He's +1, so he's attacking for 3. I defend for 3, 4, 5, because I am a Gondor character. All right. Exhaust a character you control. Well, that's not wonderful.
Then we have to put this on here.
So Amber doesn't get to attack this turn, right? Because that is my only choice. So I do get to ready after defending. I will defend again for another 5 defense. +1 instead if there's a copy of defending.
You can discard a shadow card.
What?
Discards the shadow card when you're ready.
Oh, so this one doesn't get a shadow card.
Well, he does. You just discard it.
Right. Why didn't I do it in the opposite order? Nobody knows. Because
you discard. Yeah, you get the Westfield.
No. When was I supposed to discard a card?
When he attacks the shade.
Now, aren't we supposed to be doing something up here every time a card gets discarded?
Yeah, it gets a token.
So it should have 3 tokens, right? Because we both had to discard a card at one point.
No, the first player.
Oh, so it's just 1 from you discarding a card, not the 2 that I've done. Right?
No.
All right. So now we discard all shadow cards, right? Or do we do our attacks first? Well, I don't have any attacks.
You do your attacks first.
Is it the last wave? Shade? Wait.
No, it's another Baleful.
Oh, okay. All right. So what are your attacks? Because I don't have any.
I have 6, so I can get this down to 1 health.
Or you could kill this, which attacks for more.
Or kill that.
Your choice.
Do you want it in the discard pile?
I mean, I don't really care. Like, if we randomly discard the last one, we never have to see them. If we randomly draw it, it's like a 50-50 chance, right? Oh, no, it's not a 50-50 chance. I will save a test of will for the entire game to cancel that. Does that make sense? Because if there's only one left, I don't think there is a better use of test of will than preventing 3 dudes from getting added back in the game.
I mean, there's plenty of terrible things in this deck.
Well, I have more than one test of will. I only have one right now. All right, we good? Terrence?
Yeah, not really.
Why does this have
Things aren't
advantage?
going great when my hero's one from death.
Why is this?
Because I've damaged it.
Oh. I mean, should I have saved to cancel that effect? Like, I feel like it was bad, but it's better than having another card in the row, right? That effect is now done forever. You know what I mean?
Done forever? What do you mean?
Like,
most treacheries are a one-time effect.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But it's a treachery. But no, these things, like, it's not staying in play like these. So, end of the turn, we're going to tick that down. We're going to tick up our threat.
Oh. Not super helpful, but okay.
And we refresh all our cards. Right? And pass first player token.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so now beginning of the next phase, resource phase, we each get a resource. You might get 2. Oh, no, you don't, because you defeated the guy. I still think it's the right call. So we all got a resource. We draw a card. Mustering of the Rohirrim. I mean, the sad part is right now I don't have any cards to add.
You can muster.
I could muster, but there goes my one. Oh, no, but I can add a resource to her. All right. So I'm going to spend 2 for the Steward of Gondor, but then the Steward I'm going to exhaust to gain 2. Right back. But then I'm going to pass 1 resource over to Lothriel. I'm going to muster the Rohirrim. So that costs 1. Search top 10 cards of your deck for any one Rohan ally and add it to your hand. Then shuffle the cards back into your deck. I'm just going to do a search. So Terrence, you won't see it, but everybody else will. 1, 2. So we have Escort, which gets +2. But then we'd have to discard it from... Whoa. End of the turn, aren't we supposed to discard the top card of our deck?
Yep.
And then, so we're going to add 1 more to this stupid thing. All right. So now let's search. I think questing's super important, right? So I'm not even going to look past Escort. I think Escort is the right one.
Questing, I mean, killing's super important too, right?
Well, I should be able to kill one of these again and block the other.
Yeah, I just have... Man, my defender has 1 health, which feels bad.
Is there... I don't know that there's anything I could do to help you. Oh, I could feint for you this turn.
Yeah, there's a feint this turn. I mean, the big thing is, like, I think you have that whatchamacallit card.
Which one?
Ancestral. That'd probably be a game changer for me once it comes out, because it gives me +2 defense and 2 health.
Yeah, well, I don't have it right now, so let's not count count on stuff that is not available right now. All right, so I do have a resource on Lothriel for my test of will if we need it. All right, what have you done?
I just played Outmatched.
If unattached, attach the next eligible enemy that engages you. After the attached enemy resolves its attack, ready the defending character. Okay. So this dude is on my team this turn, right?
Yep.
Team Peter?
Yep.
So he can actually maybe kill one and I can kill the other one, potentially. All right. I'm hoping to play Firefoot next turn. Wait. Oh, do you need my feint? You want my feint this turn, right? I guess we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
All right. So, do we know where we're... Wait, where's the other... I thought there were more cards under here. Like other quests. I thought there... Oh, we were going to draw one and we shuffled it back in. That's right. All right, so where are they at right now? So he's 1, 2, 3. And 3, so it's 6. Right?
Yep.
And it's going to be +2 cards.
Wait, why is it 6? It's only this thing. Oh, no, we traveled here. there.
We traveled here. Yeah. So it's 3 for this and 3 for this, right?
Yeah.
Unless I'm missing something. Wait, why is there a 5th one? Oh, because we lost a character? To defending?
I took damage.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, when you take damage.
Oh. We're going to have to quest there at some point, too, potentially, because if that gets to 10.
We can do that now.
You want to do that instead of main? Yeah, I guess that's probably the better way to go. All right.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's only 2 quest cards, if I recall, so I'm pretty sure when you beat this, well, the boss probably comes out, so you kind of want to be ready, right? Like,
Are there only 2?
want to make sure you're ready.
Yeah.
For the boss.
Yeah, because we don't have any attacky cards, and your guy's pretty beat up. So yeah, we'll quest this one. All right, so I'm gonna quest with her for 3, 4, putting this character into play, which is another 4. So that's gonna be 8 from me. Now he gets discarded instead of shuffled into my deck is the negative of that. So I'm 8. What are you, 7? You said?
Yeah.
Do I don't think I
if
commit.
you have Morween can heal me as well if you get her.
Do you think I quest my other dude? I mean, we need the 6. If we don't get the 6, we're in real trouble here.
Yeah, that's most of the thing I care about is the 6.
So do we want to do 4 more to just guarantee it? I'll only kill one of my 2, but I don't care. I have a fully intact defender. So I think that's the right call, right? So 4 more.
So you quest for another 3.
Isn't it 4?
2, 3.
Oh, 2 plus the 1.
Yeah.
You know, we could have canceled it with this too, by the way. If you want to cancel stuff, don't forget.
Yeah, I just don't. It wasn't worth it that much to cancel it, but.
So I added 4. It should only have been 3. So we're good.
Yeah.
All right. So first one. It's another 1.
Another one of those.
Which one? Oh, okay.
We have another Fornos.
Yeah, I mean, this one's obviously more important. Oh, another location. 4. Well, I'm glad we added that other dude to the quest. When defeated, or when the active location gains force. After a player triggers an action or response effect, he must discard the top card of his deck. I mean, I feel like we get rid of these things first, right? Or what's this? The location, first undead gains surge. Yeah, all these are terrible. For now, so we beat it by 7. So 6 gets rid of this. Let's start with the good news.
And we get 1 here. Down to 4.
Which is fine. It's better. I mean, it's back to where it was. So we travel in here?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll reset both of those. Where do you want? Oh. Yeah, I guess we just put this at the beginning. Yeah.
We should just put this up here. All the quests go up there.
Okay. We're figuring this out. Or we could put it below. Might even be a better. So we can see it easier. So I don't forget it's there. I feel like I'm going to forget anything above this area, that it's even there. Oh, we got some people chatting in. Sorry that we missed your chat. Brazil watching and hoping for a victory for the heroes. That's Rogerio. And then you got Johnny Dice. Hey, thanks for the playthrough. I love having you guys on in the background while I'm working. Well, thanks, Johnny. I like playing, not necessarily while you're working, because, you know, like it's not sad. We all have to work. I mean, that's what brings money in. But I'm glad we can entertain you while you're working. All right. So that was the questing. So we did the travel phase. We did travel to here. There's no forced response for traveling, is there? No. Right? Okay.
No.
And then now we do the encounter phase. Good news, no new enemies. So there's nothing to engage. So we just give shadow cards. Badink. Badink. I'll help you out, Terence. Badink.
Thank you.
Okay. So we'll go through mine. I will defend the first one. I'm going to defend the harder hit first. So, oh no, because I want to discard this person's shadow card. So So I'm going to do this one first. I'm going to block that one. So he's attacking for 2. I defend for 4 because of the 5 because of the shield. So let's flip this over and nothing.
Oh
So,
yeah. See that's a thing you definitely want to cancel.
well, but it's just a treachery. It's not. I don't got to worry
It's
about it.
permanent. It's a condition.
But I don't have to worry about it because it's not a shadow
Yeah.
effect, right? And I discard the other one because of my thing.
Yeah, it is worth seeing cards to know what you want to cancel.
All right, so it's Surge attached to the current quest, counts as a condition attachment with the text. When the player plays a card, increase its cost by 1 if there's a card that has the same title in its owner's discard pile. Oh, but only if it's in your discard pile.
Right, but I mean you're discarding like half your deck. Like you're drawing as much as you're discarding, right? Like
Oh, I forgot. At the end of the quest phase, this one goes to my discard pile, and I should have drawn a card. Which is another test of will, by the way. That feels pretty good, right? 2 cancels.
did you discard? Did you discard for this?
Uh,
Plus 2.
wait. So Baleful Shade attacks the defending player, discards the top card of their deck.
Yeah.
If the
So that
discard
happens
card is an
before you
ally,
reveal
it's
the
plus
shadow.
2.
Yeah.
It's not an ally. So wait, that actually... Oh, no, I should have drawn first, because the drawing happened at the end of the questing phase. Yep. So that's fine. I lost the test of will, but I already have a test of will, so I don't need a second one, because it'll just get shuffled right back in, right?
You mean Will of the West?
No. Test of will is what I discarded. Or Will of the West. You're right. The one that shuffles it back in. Test of will cancels. All right, so I block that. I ready myself. I block this other dude. Right? Done and done. Oh! So the nice part of a test of wills is if the last Cursed Dead comes out, we're assuming last, we don't 100% know that. If the last one comes out, I cancel the one reveal effect, but the Cursed Dead stays in play. So
Yep.
So that's actually good because he's pretty wussy without that, right?
I mean, pretty wussy. 3 defense is still pretty high defense for a lot of people.
Oh. You mean his 3 attack?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what are you doing? I'm fainting for you.
Sure. I won't say no.
So feint, for those who don't know, choose an enemy engaged with a player. The enemy cannot attack the player this phase.
All right.
Boom,
I
boom,
will
boom.
do this so I can get card draw out of that then.
Oh, you're giving him an extra shadow card?
I mean, he's not attacking, so
Oh,
whatever.
Good to get rid of that too.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That feels pretty good.
Yep. And then I'm going to nuke him.
All right. So you're attacking with who?
I mean, your attacks first.
Oh, okay. I saw you. You got excited. You were more excited than me. I was giving it to you. So because I discarded a character, I get +2 attacks. So that's 5. I get the sword, which is 1 more. Oh, do I get 3 more because there's a side quest in the victory? So I'm
Only
actually
1.
+3. What?
No, +1 for each, up to 3.
Got it. So it's +1. So I'm 1 and 6, or 1 and 5 gets me to 6, which is just enough to defeat this Baleful Shade. So I'm going to go ahead and defeat the Baleful Shade.
And then I'll do my 6 attack and kill mine as well.
Nice. Now, we didn't trigger the He Readies, right?
Only if we reveal a
side quest. Which there is one in there. We know that because we almost revealed it.
I think there's like 4 of them or something.
What's this?
That's the shadow card you discarded.
Right. Cursed Dead.
There's Cursed Dead.
So you think there's 5? You're not 100% sure.
I think there's 5. I could be wrong.
Well, that was 5 for sure.
I mean, these Cursed Dead I will tell you, will come back if we keep playing this campaign.
I'm just saying there are 5 gone from this game, which might be all of them.
Yeah, there's 23 encounter cards, so we're definitely going to go through more. Oh, I'm sad about that.
Wait, what just happened? We're discarding at the end of the round?
Discard top card deck, yeah.
Warden of Helm's Deep. That's another defender,
nice.
but
Sentinel.
I have a pretty good Sentinel would have been nice. Yeah. Okay. So I got to increase my threat by 1. Why is your threat equal to mine? Oh, you haven't increased your threat yet.
Yeah.
And I ready everything, right?
Yep.
Do I do anything else past the first player marker? And then we all discard a card, but I already did that. When we discard a card, you added a quest token to this. So that was done. And that's it, right?
Yep.
So beginning of next round, let's add 1 resource of each type. I'm going to exhaust Steward to get 2 more resources. And that is that. Oh, draw a card. I knew I felt like... so I got another horse breeder. I don't know that there is...
I mean, it just thins your deck, right? If you care, but maybe you don't want
player?
to. But it should be fine. You have will in your hand. So if you get low, just play it.
Well, the question is, do I use her for LotR's
No.
ability, which gives me plus attack and a bunch of other
Yes,
stuff?
you do that.
Or
think
do
you
I
do that.
keep her in play so I have plus questing the rest of the game, right? That's the...
No, because you want to leave play so you can draw more cards.
Right. Right. Although later, I think I have a card that lets me draw cards with all these extra resources. Which
Rod of the Steward.
Yes. Okay.
I'm just gonna play get to Foresight, get my defense up to 6.
It seems good.
And then because I really want you to draw Morween, the healer.
Yes, you do. I would really like to draw that as well. Should I? I'm going to pass a resource over just because I feel like he's going to get resources so faster than she will.
Yeah.
Plus, being able to do 2 Test of Wills seems good. And then if I randomly get something else, I could do it again. All right, so we're committing to the quest, right? So I'm just 5 this time.
You're only 5?
I'm only 5 this time. I'm going to do my horse breeder, but this is bad here. Like, that's 1 plus... Yeah, so they're at 8.
We doing this thing again?
Yeah,
probably. We'll drive that down.
Well, I mean,
right,
honestly, we just care about the 4, right? Like, I don't care about anything else. Because I'm only 5.
It just I feel like you can get up to 10 quickly. Is all.
All right, so I'm gonna search for a horse in the top 10 cards. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There were no horses in my top 10.
How badly do we need? I guess I'll quest with him.
You questing with him? I mean, you have nothing in front of you and this, right? So you can quest pretty strong.
$15 against 8. Need more. Do I quest with him?
I think so. Like, you don't need the extra attack, right? So why wouldn't you?
No, I just need, in case, I just need the option to chump or something, right?
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I mean, you could chump with him, although you obviously don't want to. But I mean, you have this, so I think we're okay. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's only for defending more than once, but also my main defender has 1 health.
Yeah, you'll be all right. Your main defender has 6 life or whatever. All right, so flip the first one. Doomed 2, so that means everybody's thing goes up 2. When revealed, each player must either discard a card from the top of their deck for each questing character he controls, or remove each character he controls from the quest. It's 3 cards for me. 4 for you.
Yeah, 4
for me.
Is
that bad enough to test the will? I figure it's not. I don't think it is, right? Because we have cards to shuffle our discard back in. I think we just do it, right? 1, 2, 3. Oh. That's a 1 to the mark. Yeah, who cares? They'd win.
I mean, for you.
A little sad, but... Oh, did you discard something good?
Faint?
Well, I can Will the West you, right?
I have Will the West in my hand.
Yeah, so, whatever. It doesn't matter. You have more than 1 faint, you know? I mean, considering that's all it did, I'm not sad about that. So, 2 more. Man, there's a lot of locations. While Nobury Tombs is the active location, gains response. When Nobury Tombs is explored, each player shuffles
That's
the top
terrible.
cards of their discard pile back into their deck. That's not bad.
No, but the travel effect is.
Travel, return the topmost enemy in the encounter discard pile to the staging area. Is that one of the whatchamacallits?
Yeah.
So we won't do it this turn. Oh, Cursed Dead is the only thing I have too. Well,
The problem is Cursed Dead is not revealed, so you can't test the will it, right? Because
no,
you're
it says
getting it from the
cancel the
discard.
when revealed effects of a
When
card
it's
that was
revealed from the encounter deck.
Well, yeah, so we don't do that until we have something else on top, right? We just deal with it. I mean, it's only 2 threat. Honestly, these are worse. You know what I mean?
All right, so how much should we go over?
Wait, why do we have a counter on this? Is that the wrong
Because
one?
you have to discard. Did you discard at the end of your last turn?
Active location. The first undead enemy revealed each round gains surge. No, this isn't the one. What?
Oh, it goes on this one.
Yeah. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, there's no active location. This is the active location. We don't have to do that. I discarded.
Yeah, but
one.
you have this one in staging.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's fine.
Did you discard?
Of course I did. Remember? I discarded. We talked about what card I discarded.
Oh wait, this is +2. You discard twice.
Okay. All right, so
From the
it's
attack,
3,
right? The attack and then end of the round, right?
10, 11, 12. So it's a 12.
So we're 1 short.
Are you kidding me?
No?
So 3 progress. And this is only getting worse. Like, that's the problem. Well, it was a cruddy... Oh, whoa. So my horse breeder gets shuffled back in. Does that happen before or after I draw a card?
Shuffle into your deck.
So
first.
when?
Shuffle first.
I draw one. Oh, a Lancer. That's good. Discard it to choose a non-unique enemy in the staging area to deal 2 damage. But I don't have to do that. It's not a forced response. So I could shuffle it back in my deck instead. Next turn. All right. So that's decent. So I'll be +1 more next turn. Okay.
All right.
So we're done with questing.
Yep.
I do have
Combat.
to defend.
Shadow card.
Yep. So wait.
Do you want me to look at? I mean, might as well look at it first, right?
Sure.
Nothing. Do you want another
Give me a
shadow
second
card?
one. That's fine. Lets you draw a card. I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Put each copy of curse. Oh, yeah. So this is just a normal dude. All right. So
yeah, he's 3 attack.
So I ready myself
gonna
after.
1 yourself.
Oh, wah. That sucks. Because that would be an extra quest, which would make him better. And something else.
Well, that's kind of... Yeah.
Oh,
it also makes me better. Every time we clear a side quest, he gets +1.
Yeah, so that's sad. Oh, well. Into the discard you go, buddy. And then I've got Aomer to attack, which is clearly more than enough to defeat. Dead.
All right, discard 1. This goes up 1.
Oh, Elfhelm. Yeah, I'm just not getting enough questing on the board. That's the problem. So 1 resource for each character. Threat goes up 1. Pass first player token. Draw a card. Right?
Yep.
Ooh, Rod of the Steward. That's very good. So basically, I put Rod of the Steward over here. I could spend 2 resources to draw a card. Oh, and that's you can do it as many times as you want. Well, I'm going to do it once. There. Ooh, what's this? Deadmen enters play. Either draw a card or add a resource. So do I want either of these in play? Well, it's going to be real hard to
I feel like you don't want Deadmen because you like her enter play ability, so you want to cycle her more.
And I can't really do the Lancer. Deadmen would be my only option because I have...
Well, you can play Lancer because you have 2, but you'd rather play Firefoot.
Yeah, Firefoot seems good. So I'm going to spend the 2 for Firefoot. After attached hero attacks alone, exhaust it to choose a non-unique enemy engage with you. Excess damage dealt by the attack. Oh, it's like overkill.
Yeah, so that's actually like really good when you have the curse dead.
And the Legacy Blade doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, and they'll go up to potentially +3.
And that's just add the damage to the other character. It ignores their armor, which is nice.
Yep, ignores their defense.
All right, so I'm going to take one off of here and give it to her. I just feel like I need to do that every turn. So the question is, do I put Theodwyn in play? I mean, having her always...
I don't know if you need 5 there. Like, maybe you keep it on Denethor because you can Rod now.
I can Rod anyway.
But Rod costs
I
you
really do
2.
think Theodwyn's the right call here. To put her into play. I don't care that much about the card draw or the resource.
You don't care about the card draw? I mean, I guess so.
+2 a turn when I have Rod. All right. So actually, You're right though. Before I put the resource over, should I spend 2 more to draw another one? I feel like I have a decent...
You just Rod. Just Rod.
Another one. See what happens.
Might as well, right?
Another Rod, which is nothing basically. But it gives me something to discard later if I need to discard an attachment. So there's that. I'm gonna put Theodwyn in. So I am gonna put 1 resource over to her, and then spend 3 of her resources to put Theodwyn in. Do I do the card draw? I do the card draw. Ooh, there you go. Morrowind. Now, how do I play Morrowind? I can't.
Just do it after questing with Westfold.
So, but I'd have to discard another character ally I control.
Basically the idea is like you put an ally into play with Lothariel and then you discard them.
Oh, and she becomes permanent.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put in Westfold Lancer, and then I discard Westfold Lancer, and I permanently get Morrowind?
Yep.
Got it.
And then that will allow basically you to heal my defender.
Response after Rohan or Gondar, ally leaves play, exhaust her to either heal 2 damage from a character or reduce the threat by 1. Now, I won't be able to use that power this turn. Because to put her into play, I'll have to discard the ally first.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that all seems real good, Terence. You done good, Terence, by building this deck. You done good.
I've done good.
All right. So where are we now?
What
was that?
I wasn't going to stop you. I wasn't going to stop you from playing the precon.
Oh. All right. So I'm questing with everybody. Not really. Not Denethor. Not Amber. Or do I quest with Amber? I mean, it's only 1, but it's...
Nah, you want that attack in case the enemy comes out, dude.
Yeah. All right. It's not worth the 1. Okay, so I did...
7, 10. I'm doing 10.
All right.
How's that?
So I got 4 here, right? Or no, 3 here. I keep messing that up. 3 plus another 3 is 6. Actually, let's do this. So he's a 3, 2, 2, right? So I don't have to keep asking. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And you had 10?
I had 10.
And we're obviously traveling to this location, right? We're not trying to beat the main one. I mean, not that we could beat the main one, but... Huh?
You mean side quest.
So we're traveling to the side quest, not the main, right? Or do you want to start working on the main? Because we don't really care about it.
It's up to you.
I mean, at some point we got to work on the main, right? This seems like as good a turn as any to do it. I feel like we're going to be pretty far over. Oh, maybe not.
We're only 9 up. With 2 cards coming.
So what do you think?
It's your call. You're first player. You get to make the call.
All right. Let's just clear this thing. Well, I figure later there might be more added to it, and then we'll clear more. So let's work on the main on this one. Oh my gosh. Dreadlord Force. After Dreadlord engages you, put the topmost undead enemy in the discard pile into play engage with you. Oh, that is bad. And that's not cancelable. Oh, it's engaged with you. How does that work? When revealed. So it's not revealed though, right?
It's not revealed.
Okay, so that's not that bad. And I could take this guy out. And I could overkill this guy, potentially. Or do it the other way, obviously. Attack him and overkill to the boss, right? Alright. So that's the thing. Oh. You know what happens when there's two? They don't engage us this turn. I might optionally engage one this turn.
Should I option engage one?
I don't think so. Well, so that's 6 more up here. So we're only up by 3. Yeah. So it is enough to get rid of this.
And then 2 over.
And 2 over. So 2 progress.
Travel the other one.
2 progress on this. Oh, did we add to that last turn?
I did.
I might not have added the 1 though. Hold on. So that's 4, 8, 11, 12, 13, plus 6 is 19.
19.
So it's 1 less.
So we make 1 over.
Yeah, because I did not adjust this when we added the 1.
2 enemies, huh?
I can deal with it. I'm designed to deal with it, in fact. It's your choice. Well, you'll do this, right?
Yep. I will do that.
So that's your choice. I'm going to optionally engage one of them.
I mean, I just don't know if we can just have that much threat just hanging out, right?
I don't disagree with you. I can only optionally engage one, though.
And if I lose my hero, do we reset?
Now, this when revealed doesn't happen, right?
No.
Oh, hold on. So end of my turn here. Let's do this. So as an action, I put her into play. Is she exhausted?
Yeah, she comes into play exhausted. Doesn't it say that? Yeah.
So this goes away.
No. It says put her into play. Doesn't say exhausted.
Oh. So then I do get to draw a card also, right?
Yeah.
So another steward, which you can only have 1 steward. I mean, that's up to you, man. If you think you can handle it.
No, I don't think I can.
Then don't.
Because it pulls this jerk, right? Tharder's Damned.
Yeah, that seems terrible. Let's wait until this is the Cursed Dead is the top enemy. You know what I mean? Then we'll pull another Cursed Dead. Because it's not revealed, right? It's just put into play.
Yeah, it's not revealed.
So, yeah. Let's just wait till the Cursed Dead is the top enemy. Which will be in 2 seconds. Alright. So we good?
Yep.
All right, so we'll just reset both of these and we'll recalculate next turn. So they're going to attack me.
Do you have enough attacks?
Not for both.
Yeah, you do.
I don't care though. You know what I mean? I really. Oh, I might because I get to overkill.
Yeah, you do. You do. You have overkill.
Yeah, I'll attack him because he's only got 1
you
defense.
Get 3 over. Yeah.
And yeah, at least 3, I would assume. All right.
No, 3 over. You only hit for 6, right?
I got 2. I got 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
Yep. So it's 3.
So you have exactly enough.
All right. So I'm gonna block him first.
You're not gonna block the weenie first, and then discard the high attack. Because if this gets boosted by +2, Danthor takes damage, right?
Oh, you're right. All right. I'll block this one first. So you don't have to attack highest to lowest.
You can attack in any order. Do you want me to
reveal
look at a shadow
one,
card?
Maybe.
Well, you're discarding that one, right?
That's what I'm saying. Oh.
It's the enemy.
Yeah, it's fine.
So this is a nothing. Do you want another one?
Yeah, go ahead and add another one. That's fine.
All right, take it.
All right. So when revealed, nothing. All right. So I'm defending for 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry, 3, 4, 5. He is attacking me currently for 3. Discard an attachment you control.
Yeah, exactly.
Bye, Rod. That is the benefit of getting another Rod. Okay. So that worked out just fine. So then I discard this shadow card. So all these are going away. Ready myself, and then I defend here with no shadow card. That's 4 to my 5 defense. Everything's good.
Yep.
Aomer is attacking. Because he's attacking alone with Firefoot, excess damage is assigned elsewhere. So I do 3 here, and then the extra 3 here, again, ignoring armor. So, because whenever it says, what does it say? Excess damage dealt by the attack is assigned to another enemy. So that, I do 6 total attack. So it's, it needs 3. So there's 3 excess. So that damage is assigned to a character. The shields don't block that. So, that means both dead. And I'm going to put them... I get to decide the order to discarded, right?
Sure.
Is that how it's supposed to happen, or we don't know?
I mean, it should be discard in the order that you killed them, I guess.
Well, all damage is applied simultaneously, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah. Put them on top, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look. This game's hard enough. It's fine. All right. Are we done?
Yep.
So let's do end of the round stuff. All right. Increase threat.
Discard.
Discard a card.
There's my other will, Wes.
Mine's a test of will, but who cares? As long as you have 1, that's all you need. Oh, no. Test of will. No, that's the good card. Dang it. Well, I haven't had to use it yet, so we're okay. So I discarded. I increase my threat. I ready my characters. Or ready every card in front of me. So that's the first thing you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
The next thing you do is beginning of the next phase. So resource phase. So everybody gets a resource. And we draw a card. Ooh, escort. Sweet. So I'm going to put my other rod in. Oh, let's see. We did discard a card, but it... Oh, because we traveled to the other location. Okay. Is it questing phase? Oh. These are ready.
My first player?
You are first player.
So I'm going to play Thalion.
Seems good. Oh, did you have a noble character, by the way?
Yeah, I have Gilran. She's noble.
So I could have given her the resources to help you get to this earlier? Well, that's... Why didn't you remind me of that, buddy? I'd help you out. Wait, you didn't pay the 4 yet. Do you really have all those
I did pay the 4.
Wow,
I did
you
pay
had
the 4.
all those resources?
Well, like, 1, I've been saving up for 4 snare. 2, I always also want these spirit things. And then also, like, you can play them, but you really want an enemy in front of you. Like, there's a bunch of stuff where, like, I can't play stuff unless I have enemies. Right?
I gotcha.
Like,
well, and you have
I
Gandalf
want
now.
enemies.
Do you want me to give you the resource this turn? Because I don't really need to draw cards.
Gondor.
What was that?
I'm not Gondor. I'm not Gondor.
No, Noble. Rather Steward. Oh, no.
No, that's for Theodwin.
I meant here. Oh, Gondor.
I'm not Gondor.
Oh, I see. For Theodwin to play... Oh, you could have been... Oh, I get it. All right. So what's this? After Rohan or Gondor ally leaves play, exhaust him. Oh, so we're going to use this turn to heal you.
Yes. And things will look a lot better once she has health.
So escort,
at least for me.
Escort I'm not putting in. I mean, things are fine for me.
Yep. Okay. We doing main quest? I guess so, right?
So I'm actually... I don't think I need to rod. So I'm just going to dump a resource over here. I just feel like all my cards I need are blue. Like, I haven't really seen too many purple cards I need. So...
No, I think Ancestral's really the only other, like, really expensive one.
Well, and I will be getting 3 more resources next turn. I'll be up to 6. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm pressed for resources over there. All right, so I'm going to quest with all of the... Oh, no, not with Morrowind. But we're going to also quest with this one. So I actually have quite a bit of questing this turn. So because he's got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not as much
12.
as I thought. Still
So I'm
10.
questing for at least 12. I guess Iarian as
Okay,
well.
well, let's
Another
look.
3. 15 for me. So another 3. Yeah.
So hold on. They're at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right?
Yeah.
And then 2 cards. So you're set. Okay, so
Yeah.
3 more. Man, are you kidding me? I mean, I do feel like we gotten a lot of the enemies out. Now these are just going to shuffle back in here in a minute, right?
Yeah.
When this goes away.
Yeah.
All right. So we're over by 10. So it's 4. Wait, is that right? Did I add the last 3 in? So 3, 6, 9, 13, 14, 15, plus 3. Oh, we were 3 short. Okay, so it's 7 we're over by. How many was this?
3.
4?
That's 4, so 3 more.
Yep.
Even when you quest for 25, you like make 3 progress on the main quest.
So are we traveling to one of these, or are we traveling to this beast?
Do you not want to trigger any actions or responses this turn?
What are actions or responses? Like what?
Anything that has the bold word that says action or response.
Well, I mean, we just discard a card, right? It's not the end of the world. Right? I mean, we're going to have to do it at some point. It's 4. Like, which is... I mean, 4 is worse than 3, is my thought. But that's your choice. What do you want to do? If you want to do one of these, that's fine. It's you're the first player.
I just wonder, like, you were saying, like, a lot of the undead enemies are in the discard. Do we want to, like, burn the haunted keeps now?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how many enemies are in this deck. I literally have no idea. Like, I have no
I feel like a
concept.
good amount of them are.
I have no
Has to be, right?
concept of how many are left.
Uh,
All right,
yeah, I don't know either.
let's do it. Haunted Keep it is.
All right.
I mean, the tombs
so
are yeah, so I'm going to engage this dude.
do I take this guy so I can put stuff out?
Oh, do you want to?
Sure.
Are you going to be able to kill him and his buddy?
I don't know if I'll be able to kill his buddy, actually. Or him.
I can. But you have a
so
snare.
Thalion readies. So I hit for 5, so I'll be able to at least kill him.
Well, do you want to snare him, though, or... Which one do you want to snare? Snaring this guy takes him out of the equation forever.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm just going to snare this guy so he never... Oh, we just leave him in front of me forever, right?
Yeah.
Because then I can play this...
Right.
The Journeyman at no expense, and I have enough next turn.
So you're snaring now, I assume?
No, I can only snare during planning.
So you have to deal with this turn. Can you deal with it?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Stop. This enemy leaves play to my discard because it was that.
Yeah, I mean, I get healed, right?
You heal 2.
Heal 1, right?
No, 2.
Oh, heal 2?
Yeah. Either heal 2
Nice, full health.
or reduce threat by 1.
I'll take full health. All right, give me 2 shadow cards.
Is it anything? From a character.
Yeah, character.
So 2 shadow cards?
Yeah. 33, 27. I mean, you definitely look at the Dead Lord first, right?
That's your call. What is outmatched? The attached enemy resolves its attack, ready the defending character.
Yeah, so I get to basically defend twice.
Discard the defending character if there's a copy of the
Yeah,
character.
I mean, it's a hero. It's never going to be in the... Yeah. That's like ally hate, right?
Yep. So you're not adding a second one, I assume.
I don't think the card draw is worth it.
Yep.
All right, so I defended that.
So you get
already. Yep, defend the other one. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, we're losing all these side quests.
Do I just kill the Dead Lord? guess so.
Oh, so this one stays in play? This outmatched?
Yeah, it's just like, do I just leave him in front of me? Then I
I
have two
mean, you get a
enemies.
free block on him every turn. Now he does attack
Yeah.
for 4, which is not great.
He attacks for 4, but I defend for 6,
That's
right?
true. Yeah,
And you have a healer
I do have a healer.
potentially.
Yeah.
So
Or a threat reducer, by the way, also.
yeah, maybe I just get him to just do a damage on him and then leave him. What do you think? That a terrible idea?
I mean, do you even need to do the damage? I guess you got nothing else to do with that dude.
Yeah, I got nothing else to do.
So that way, if we
Let's
ever
take the extra
want
resource.
one
I'll
him
take the
dead-
extra resource. Helps me pay for Gandalf and stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because you get a
All right.
second resource. If
Yep.
two enemies add an additional resource. So this one, you're gonna. Well, I mean, the question is, do you snare this one and defend this one just because it's less attack every turn? Like if you have a choice. Oh no, but this one lets you ready yourself. Right.
Yeah, this one let me ready every turn, basically.
Yep. Never mind. Okay, makes sense. All right, we good?
Yeah, let's do it. This is the Dunedain way. Just stack them, rack them, and stack them.
All right. Well, yeah, you've got enemies in front of you. You got that going for you. Like, I wish Aemir was ranged. I know he doesn't have a bow or anything, but like
You can
he's
get
on
a
a horse,
range.
right?
There's a signal. There's a signal you can put on that costs 2 that can give him range.
He's on a horse. He should be fast enough to like go there and get back.
A card discard. I don't need him. All right.
All right. So wait a minute. So end of the round, increase threat first, right? Ready all our cards and discard.
Oh, that's sad.
But it is restricted, so I couldn't use it anyway. Unless I got rid of yours.
It's worth it for Goothwine.
What is it? Attach hero, discard the attacker. Exhaust Goosewine, give the hero +2 for this attack. If the attack destroys an enemy, return a Rohan ally from... Oh, yeah. That would have been worth it, but that's fine. All right. So, and then there's nothing to stack stuff onto at this point. So, beginning of the next phase, get your resources and draw a card, right? And
Yep.
we should have passed first player. So, is it worth reducing threat? Or...
Yes.
No, or do I... The 2 extra questing. You know what I mean? 2 questing's not 0. Like,
It's not.
Questing seems to be an issue for us. Like, I don't know if it's worth reducing the threat by 1 for that. I'm going to Steward of Gondor and then Rod, because I do have 1 ally, but... Ooh, Ancestral Armor? But again, I can't put more on this one.
I'll take it.
+2 hit points? And you're Noble? Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And I only have 1 restricted.
All right. So it's
So
4.
I'll defend for 8.
And that'll use all my resources, but that's okay. Here you go. Defend for 8 and +2 hit points.
Yeah.
You're welcome for the sun.
Thank you.
Or would you rather have the Armored Dester?
No.
Okay. You're like, no. I want all the resources. I mean, it feels good to have 2 Test of Wills in your hand. I got to be honest.
Like the 2 Test of Wills in my hand.
Yeah, we both have 2 Test of Will, so we can cancel 4 things.
Just pointing this out, Steve likes to play Test of Will free decks.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then we still have Will of the West, so I'm not worried about discarding cards. Like we keep talking about.
That's why I made the sideboard change for the deck after remembering what this quest was.
Yes. All right. So I'm first player. I say we just keep going here, right?
Yeah. Quest him?
I feel like we're to the point. Oh, so let's hold on. Let me add up. So I'll reset both of these. So they're at 6, 10, 12. All right. So before we decide what we're gonna do, I got 3. I'm first player.
4,
6,
6,
7, 8, 9,
12.
10, 11.
12 for me.
So I'm at 11, and you're at 12.
15. I can go to 15.
I could do 2 more also. But that means I can't reduce threat, but I don't know that I care about that. What's this?
26. 26 against 12 right now.
After Lancer quest successfully, discard it to choose a non-unique enemy in the staging area to deal 2 damage. Well, I don't need to worry about that. So do we want the 2 more? Like, do we want to beat this now? Is the question.
It's 26 against 12 right now.
I feel like we're set up to kill some stuff, right?
Yeah.
So let's just win. All right. So we're going for the main quest. Right?
Yep.
I mean, because this is just not going away. It's just getting worse every turn.
Well, that's why you can quest more.
Wait, so do I quest for 2 more?
That's up to you.
Or reduce
I'm questing for...
I don't think I need to reduce threat. So
I'm questing for 15. How much did you quest for? 11?
Plus 2 more. So 28 to 12. Surge. So let's reveal that. Attached to the current quest. Count as a condition attachment with the text. When a player plays a card...
Well, we're clearing this quest card, right?
Yeah,
so
we're about to clear it. So it literally doesn't matter. When revealed, each player discards the top 3 cards of their deck until the end of the round. Add 2 to the total.
That seems less good.
For each different card type displayed or discarded this way. Yeah, that's a lot of threat to add. Yeah, do you want me to
you cancel that?
Test
it's going to cost you 2.
That's fine.
Cost you 2.
I do have 1 in my discard. Do you have 1 in your discard?
Yeah.
Okay. So 2. But
wait, hold on. Let me look.
Because I remember
I do not, actually. So I can pay for it.
Okay. Because this makes it cost 1 extra, right?
Yep.
If it's in your discard pile. Yeah. So.
4 square.
Gets 1 for each resource token on it. So that's that. That's that thing. Yep. That one doesn't seem as bad right now. Oh, so we got no undead. So that's good.
That's what I was saying. I think actually I was looking at the discard pile. It's like 60% undead enemies. So.
Yeah. Okay. So we are 20 to 13. So we're 15 over. Yeah, I mean,
12.
We destroyed it.
So we cleared it. All right.
So yeah, we get this. We have to read this before we deal with what's next. The foul sorcery that drives the ghouls against you attacks your mind as well. You fight to master the fear in the face of the unrelenting enemy. The question of who works the evil spell is answered by the appearance of a dark figure. The old man you had thought was the orc's prisoner had revealed himself to be a powerful wraith. He must be stopped. When revealed, add Thermometer to the staging area.
Thordir.
Okay, now we are going to do something else. And
reveal
then
one
reveal an encounter card per player. So let's, before we do that, hold on. Because we are going to have to attach one of these randomly. I think it is. Where's the quest card? Here. Forced. After 30 earners play, randomly select one of the following burdens and attach it to them. So, I just shuffled it.
Seems not great.
Setup. Attached to Thermometer if he's out of play. Otherwise, remove this card from the game. Forced. After Sorcery Treachery is revealed, move Thermometer's Spite to the hero with the most damage. Counts as a sorcery attachment with the text. Attached hero gets -2 defense and cannot be healed. So wait, after Sorcery Treachery is revealed, we attach this to somebody.
A third of the deck is a sorcery traded. As you can see from this.
But that's the most damage. We could give it to whoever we want, including someone who never defends, right?
Like Aomer.
Yes. Yeah. We just give, or Lothriel. Whatever. It doesn't matter. All right. So I'm not worried about that. That's not terrible. I am worried about revealing 2 cards. So it's just going to be more treachery eventually. Oh, side quest.
It does. Oh, Surge.
The undead keep rising from the grave. For each one that you strike down, another takes its place. You must do something to stem the tide. Surge. At the end of the refresh phase, discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Return the topmost undead enemy to the encounter. That is terrible. That is real bad.
We need to seal the tomb, bro.
We do need to seal the tomb, by the way. So what's this? Time 3. Oh, that's this stupid thing. What is going on, Terence? It's Mega Maid, sir. She's gone from suck to blow. Like, this is... No, we got to worry about him, too. Oh, wait. Have we revealed a sorcery yet, or no?
Wait,
No.
where do we reveal sorcery?
Because I said, did we? Because after your sorcery, treachery... Oh, treachery.
No, we did this and this and this.
Yeah, so no sorceries.
Broken battlements, yes.
Wait, what? What are you asking?
Broken battlements, is that the travel? We're on travel now.
Well, hold on. Let's finish doing this. 13. After Thunder attacks and destroys a character, that character's controller must either discard the top 3 cards of his deck or return Therminator to the staging area. If a player has no cards in the deck, it's eliminated. So we just have to quest this. We don't have to kill him, right?
He cannot now. Doesn't it say Wild Thorn has hit
Indestructible,
points
cannot have attachments. After a
yes,
treachery
but if he has any hit points, you can't defeat it.
Wait.
So you have to get him to have 9 damage on him on the quest card in bold.
Player has no cards in the deck is eliminated. The players cannot defeat the stage while Thorn has hit points remaining. But he doesn't die. He just...
Yes, and the annoying thing is every time you reveal a sorcery, he heals for 3.
Can we get this to 13 first and then kill him? Is that a thing?
Yes.
So maybe that's the order of things? The question is, are you going to be able to deal with... I mean, none of us can deal with his damage. Holy crap, 6 is a lot.
I defend for 8, so yes.
All right, so you're going to pull him? Is that correct?
Is it happening right now?
We're not
travel
there. We're
first,
travel
right?
phase. So here's the other question. How in the world are we going to do enough damage to him? You don't do a ton of damage, right?
I hit for 5 right now.
That's your max you can hit for.
No, I mean I can hold a Marthiel back.
So that 5 would be 1 over. Marthiel would be how much?
Another 3.
So that's
8.
4 over.
And then I can put Breland Protector out for 2.
And then we also have...
And then I have Gandalf that can just do 5 damage.
Oh. Alright. So what you're saying is we have a chance. So wait, when does he heal 3?
Anytime you reveal a Torch Treachery. I mean, basically the play is like you get him down to enough, close-ish. We get the quest points on here, and then I'm playing Gandalf, and it does 5, right? And then we win.
So
he's not immune to player card effects. He's just immune to attachments.
Do we not worry about this?
What?
The end of the refresh phase, discard 3 cards and put the topmost undead into play?
I mean, we have to do it, right? So
wait, do we have to do that, or we have to do the main quest? Like,
we're not questing. We just finished questing.
I know, but which are we going to go to next turn? Are we just going to
I think you clear Seal the Tomb, right?
Okay. So, do we want to put the time thing in, or do we want to put this one in?
Time, I guess. I don't know. What's the treachery at? It's a lot, right?
It's a lot.
You quest well, right?
Well, ish. Like, sometimes. Oh,
right,
I forgot to... hold on. End of the turn, I forgot to do this. After Westfield Lancer request successfully... Oh! Actually, we did.
Pop him? You gonna pop him for 2?
I mean, do we bother?
I don't know. It's up to you.
I mean, there's no reason not to, right? It doesn't say to discard him or whatever.
You don't have to do it if you paid for him.
Oh, discard it. Discard it.
Yeah.
I didn't pay for him, by the way. So, like, he's getting either discarded or shuffled
in. Then I think you just pop him, right? Because you'll play Will of the West at some point.
Yeah. So go ahead and pop him for 2, and hopefully he'll stick. Then I get to draw a card. Hey, West Road Traveler.
All right. Give me my 3 shadow cards.
Wait, what?
I got 3 shadow cards, man. And then last one for the third year. All right, I'm defending this guy because I can ready.
Discards the top 3 cards of their deck, +1 for each different card type.
Oh, that's so sad. So sad.
What is it?
You know how great this card would be? Sorry for a Sentry with 3 enemies engaged with me.
Yeah.
So that was 1, 2, 2 plus 2, 6. I defend for 8. I'm good. Let me ready.
Ready up. So are you gonna look at this?
Yeah, I'm not defending him though, so I'm just gonna do this first. Cool.
Nothing. So you're looking at this and adding another one?
Yep.
So the deck is empty. Is it when you need to draw a card?
It's when if it's empty during the quest phase. Oh, is it empty? So I can't get another one?
No, you got the other
I just
one.
emptied it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. Well.
So we discard this stuff.
Yep. And I'll attack for 5 against his 4, so he'll take 1 more damage.
Wait, are you not killing anything?
Why would I?
Because if you get 1 more enemy, it's real bad, right?
Well, no, but I've outmatched, so I can defend for all of these.
Oh, you have another outmatched? Oh,
yeah.
God. Yeah. All right.
I can defend for days, dude.
Wait, did you just put this in?
Yeah, but he's immune, so you can't put it on.
Oh, I was about to say. Got it. So wait,
yeah,
you did
so you have to defend him. You have to defend this guy first, so you can then ready to.
So you're doing damage on him, or what?
No, I put a damage on Thordir. He doesn't matter, right?
Yes, that is true. So where are we at? We just attacked and
refresh
defended.
phase.
Refresh. So isn't there stuff that happens during the refresh? Let's just do the normal stuff first. +1 threat.
You have to discard a card, so we got to put a resource on here.
Another Firefoot. Not sad about that. Okay. What?
Do Nate Hunter? Do I pull another enemy just because I can?
I mean, yes. Right? Especially because the discard's about to be empty. You know what I mean?
So no, it is empty, so I can't do it. There's no encounter deck.
There will be in 2 seconds, right?
No, but I have to do that during planning phase, man.
When does that reshuffle?
It's quest phase.
It only reshuffles during the quest phase? There's literally no, like, when it's empty and you need to draw a card or whatever?
No.
Oh, well, you wouldn't need to draw a card. You'd be looking through the top cards.
Yeah, it's a search. There's no deck.
Huh. Interesting. Well, you can't do it this turn. Then you can do it next turn. So add a resource to.
I have a nice little home for him.
I don't think I have Gandalf,
collection.
do I?
No. There's no space in that deck for Gandalf, man. He's not. The problem is he's not Rohan, I guess. So I want to just max the amount of Rohan allies.
No, that makes sense. So I added a resource. Oh, I get to draw a card.
Yeah, mustering. That seems not terrible.
It's definitely not terrible. So West Road Traveler from your hand, switch the active location. We don't care about that though, right?
Well, one of the things that is quasi-nice about it is it does allow you to skirt any travel effects, right? If you cared.
Oh, it also lets you ignore this.
Oh, dude, we got to do this thing first.
Well, hold on.
Oh, there is no enemies. Oh, but then you have to just return the topmost enemy to the staging area. So that's this jerk, actually, right? Yeah.
That's not great. I mean, if you pull him, you can just continue to block him every turn, right?
Yeah, and then it takes his crappy engage effect out of the game.
Engages you, discard the top 2. All right. So we did that. So are we traveling here, or are we just trying to beat the game?
I don't want an enemy each turn,
Well, but are we going to be able
but
to beat the game this turn is the question.
I think there's way too much threat in the staging area for us to quest through it, right? It's like 10, 14, 12, 15.
We could swap these, by the way, if we wanted to. If we want to get rid of this.
It only drops it by 2.
Well, it doesn't
right?
drop by anything because it's got two. Oh, it's got 2 time counters.
Yeah.
But it drops it by 2 what we have to get also. So it drops our threat by 2 and it drops the number.
So do you think you can quest for, so it's 15 now, so you have to quest for 28 plus the 2 encounter cards. Not you. We have to quest for 28 plus the 2 encounter cards.
I mean, that's not going to happen, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I feel like we sealed the tomb first because that thing is terrible.
Okay.
That's basically like a free surge every turn, right?
So
That it's a guaranteed
again,
enemy.
do we switch it? Because that gives us 4 less threat we need to do. You see what I'm saying? Because it
That's up to
reduces
you.
the threat by 2 and the number to do it is 2 less. So that way we have a chance to actually seal it this turn. You know what I mean? There's no travel effect. Or is there something with a worse travel effect or something?
No, the only one's this one.
Which, I don't really...
I don't care.
It's only 2 threat.
Yeah. Those can stay in play forever. I think these are mostly for people to help them not lose, right? Like you do them to get cards into your deck.
Right. But we don't
Which, like,
care
you know,
about
like if you were at 15, you didn't have Will of the West, or, you know, like 17 cards, and there's cards that discard effects, like 5 cards from your deck, like that's like lost condition potentially.
Right. So what are we doing?
You can swap them if you want.
Do you think we should? You've played this game much more than I have.
Sure. I mean, I think you want to make sure seal the tomb goes away.
And that'll help guarantee that, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I put her into play as part of my questing. I'm first player. We're questing with him too, right? Oh, he should have readied last turn.
He should have readied.
So do you want to do extra damage to anything?
It would have been 3.
So you're going to put 2 more damage?
6.
Yeah. Why is it 3?
Oh, it's 2.
Is it in the victory area?
There's 3 quest cards, dude.
Oh, there is. So he goes up now. Right? So if we get rid of this, his stats go down also.
Yeah.
So when it was revealed...
I'm okay with that trade-off. +1 stats is not worth an enemy each turn.
Okay. So we are to the point where we are going to quest with him as well. So I am questing for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus his 4 is 14. And we're swapping these out.
6.
So they have 2 less.
11.
6, 7, 8, 9,
14.
10,
14 enough?
13, 14, 15, 16, 17. By the way, they're at 17. I don't know why you had them at 15. Oh, because you forgot to include him, maybe?
Because you swapped locations, maybe?
Oh, no, I swapped it for less threat. So it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Quest for another 14.
So 28 to 17 with... So now we shuffle these.
Did you mustering?
Yeah, I mustered this dude in. That's how I swapped the quest.
No. Are you mustering?
Oh, do I need to do it this turn? I guess I should.
Did you pay for this?
No.
You paid for this, right?
No, I just put her in. Or do you
Why
want me
don't
to
you pay for her? She's like a free willpower, free 2 willpower forever.
Okay, so I'll pay for her. And I'll pay one.
And that's what's saying muster to see if you can. Well, I mean, you muster and then see, I guess, before you pay her.
Well,
right.
The Lancer's pretty good, right? After the Lancer quest successfully, deal 2 damage to something. And it's 2.
Yeah, seems fine.
Yeah. All right. So I'm 2 more now.
Yeah, that seems good.
So yeah, I paid for her, and then this. So we're up to 30?
Yep. Okay.
Now, do they surge? Because isn't there something that made them surge?
No, we're not at that location anymore.
Good. All right. So each copy of Cursed Dead from the discard. Hey!
Yeah.
All right. So we only added, what, 2 threat? That's very, very good. We might have been able to win. So it's 4 and 6. So we're definitely 10 over. We're 11 over exactly. So this goes to victory display.
Yeah, we definitely wouldn't have won. Cool.
All right, so travel phase. We're going back to this jobber, right? Terence?
Yeah. What?
Travel back to this place before the timer goes off?
Yep.
Over and over.
All right, how do you want to do this with enemies? Do you want me to take the big guy?
Yeah, I thought you were taking the big guy. Because you can just block him every turn, right?
Sure.
And I'll take both of these. Because I can handle both.
Discard the top 2 cards of your deck. What am I doing? Assign, damage, current cost. 2.
Oh, sorry. Oh, whoa. Oh, I could have done 2 damage. Oh, should I kill one of these Cursed Deads? Or should I put 2 on him? Because I quested successfully.
Hold on.
There's no reason for me to do that.
I need to do how much?
You don't need to do anything. You just need to block them every turn, right?
So yeah.
You can keep readying.
Sure.
So there's no point in me killing this guy. So I'll just shuffle this guy back into my deck.
Wait, did you reveal any sorceries? We did not.
I don't think so. No, we revealed 2 enemies. Are you okay with me just shuffling him back in and not poking this guy? Because I can kill him with my overkill attack anyway, right? So it doesn't matter. So shuffle him back in, then I draw a card. Ooh, West Road Traveler. So I can have another one of them in play. Oh, but the problem is, yeah, hopefully I draw another ally. Oh, well, I have a rod. I can keep drawing until I do get an ally. So I got that going for me. All right. So we add whatchamacallit cards? Shadow? Why don't you do yours while I'm resolving mine? So I block here. Doomed to... Oh, no, nothing. But then when I use this horse to ready, discard this one. And then he attacks me. He blocks again. And that is 0 damage. Okay. You want to do yours?
Yep. Exhaust character. I saw the Andrath Guardsman. Nothing. And then last one here. Attacking gets +1. Nope. Okay, and then I will reveal and take a shadow card.
Yes, obviously, because he isn't attacking because of the snare.
Yep.
I do like having one of the Cursed Dead out at least. And then I will attack first. Amber's attacking. Did lose a character this turn. So he attacks for 3. Plus 2 is 5. 6, 7 now, right? Because an extra quest in there. And then 8, 9 with overkill. So 3 and overkill 3. Yeah. They're dead.
I'm attacking for 5 to do 1 more damage here.
Get there!
I mean, slowly but surely, right?
Well,
it's gonna happen.
In a second, you're going to have him to help you if we just don't quest with them. Right? So there is that.
I mean, 7's within Gandalf range. I only need him at 4.
Oh, touche.
Or no, I need him at 5. So
Because Gandalf deals 4 damage.
Deal 4 damage to enemy, yeah.
All right, so end of the round. Increase threat by 1. Wait, did I forget to increase threat last time? Why were you 1 more than me? Did you get threat from any effect?
No.
I just forgot to increase mine because you were always 1 ahead of me.
Lost my bowman. Oh well.
Oh, we're discarding a card?
Is that not a thing anymore?
We are. I lost Deadmen, but guess what?
Oh no, we don't do that anymore.
Oh.
That's a quest 1 card. Force effect. It's not on here.
Oh, if he destroys a character is the new bad thing.
Oh, I have to discard 3 cards. If I don't,
Wait, why?
he returns back to staging.
Oh, does that add 3 threat? You're not first player.
No, that's this thing here. After it.
No,
after it attacks and destroys a character that. Oh, I didn't lose a character. Never mind. Right, it's after they. If I chump, basically, because he's such a high attack, you have to discard 3 cards to keep him where he gets returned.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're good. We're good. All right.
Cool.
Do. So we draw. So we add resources and draw.
Yep.
Now, were we supposed to do that effect at the end of last turn? Is the only thing.
What?
Oh, seal. We did do that. You return the top enemy, right?
Yeah, I did that. As first player, I'm going to put some nets in the staging area.
Seems good.
And then I will play my Northern Bowman to get more attack. And I'll also pay this guy to search the top 5.
So I'm going to steward to Rod to draw an extra card. I'm going to put Westroad Traveler in. And then I'm actually going to move a resource over here. Because why not? So do we want to change the location we're messing with? Probably not. Oh, we forgot to remove a counter from this. Definitely not, right? We don't want to... Or do we not care about discarding 5 cards? What did you do? Oh, you look for an enemy? Was there one?
Yeah, but they come and play engage with me, actually. Which is maybe not what I wanted. Oh, well.
So you lost your hunter?
No, I have it here.
Oh, wait. Which character? Oh, this one?
Yeah, I don't like that guy very much.
I mean, you could Gandalf him. I mean, you do have 2 hunters now. You could kill him in 1 turn.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the question is, who do you get to block him? You just have to chump one of your weenies?
Guess so. But that puts stuff on the side quest, I guess, or something.
The question is, do I put my horse breeder into play? Or do I just... Or do I put my Lancer into play by paying for it? I have plenty of resources. I'll still be able to put my horse breeder into play. And that's just 2 extra questing and or 2 extra attack every turn. That seems good, right?
Depends if you care about card draw, I guess. Maybe you don't. And you just Rod.
Well, I got the horse breeder, don't forget. To put into play still. So now these are all permanent. And I still get my horse breeder. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then why not? I'll pay 2 more resources to draw a card. Oh, well, there you go. Escort from Edoras. All right, are we just going to try to win here?
Sure.
Because with Escort, now, so then do I pay for horse breeder? If we're trying to win, we get every point we can, right? So there's 1 more point. Oh, when I put her into play, I search for a horse. No, 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 no. Nope.
I mean, do I play Gandalf this turn
Do you play him now?
to deal with this guy?
Yeah. I mean, that's more questing too, right?
I do the damage. Because if I reveal a sorcery, I actually take another attack, don't I? Yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead and just play Gandalf now, because that's just extra stuff that we have. Like, if we're going for it, we go for it, right?
And then I take the card draw, right?
Now, hold on. Did I do West Road Traveler this turn? I think I did. Do we want to do a quest with less than 6? I mean, I could put one of these Haunted Keeps in. It's a little scary with Undead potentially coming out. But it drops it from 6 to 3 and puts less threat on the board. I guess this is the other option. It drops it from 6 to 4. And it keeps the threat the same. You think I do that? Terence.
What's
West
up?
Road Traveler? You think we switch to this? It's just 2 less, right?
It's sure if you want.
I mean, because we're trying to get to 13 this turn.
Well,
Like, it's 2 less we need to clear it. You know what I mean?
okay.
I mean, this seems bad because we don't want to surge Undead, right? That's a better trade, but surging Undead seems real bad when there's a lot of cards in this deck. Do you agree?
Yep.
So, travel to here.
6, 12.
Oh, you're doing your questing?
Just counting. 12, 15.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm 19. Which seems good. You're 15, I'm 19. So it's 39 or 34?
4. Yeah.
What are we at here? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just 12. I mean, I still think it's the right call, right? Like, we have to do it this turn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, wait. Why didn't you put Gandalf in?
I drew cards in case I need to survive the turn.
So wait,
defense.
you didn't put Gandalf in?
I did play Gandalf, but because if I'm going to attack, I'll be able to, no matter how much he heals, I'll be able to do enough damage with a 3, 6, 8. You know, like.
Got it. Okay. I mean, and you don't even care if you lose a hero to this guy, right? You could do undefended if you really... You know what I mean? Who cares? Just kill one of your quests.
I think it matters for the campaign, so I'd probably care.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind.
But we'll see. I mean, I might have to take more than one attack, too, so...
All right. So we add 2 cards to the staging area?
Yep.
We're clearly questing against the Protect the Innocent. Just kidding. Fellas. Oh,
nope.
Yeah. So that was good that we didn't do the surging one. Oh, no. F that. No. No.
Are you canceling that?
Hey, of course. Okay. What kind of question is that, Terence?
I assume, well, I'm first player, actually, right?
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
I already paid for it. Don't worry about it.
All right. I'll take the Cursed Dead.
All right. And I guess I'll take the Baleful Shade. Well, hold on. I can kill the Cursed Dead easy. Why don't I... You're first dead, so you're going to have to take both.
It doesn't matter. Whatever you optional, I'd take the other one. So
well, yeah, this guy's like nothing, right? This guy's at least an attack that you don't want to deal with. This attack's for 0, right?
Well, it depends if I discard an ally.
Well, either way, this one's worse for attacking. You know what I mean? So give me the
All
worst
right.
one since you have 57 enemies in front of you.
Give me my shadow cards.
You get your own darn shadow cards. How many do you need?
I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
You know, it'll be amazing. We'll be readying X Dunedain characters for the number of enemies engaged with me.
Hold on. Before all that happens, I do have to discard him and I draw a card. Open the armory.
Yeah.
No, I can't play that now.
You can. It's an action. You just can't. Like if you were in Valor, you could actually do the bottom action to then like attach a weapon or armor on one of your dudes.
I mean, the benefit of this card is I do have my sword in there. Now I don't need it, obviously, and it's restricted too, right? Oh, but I get rid of the legacy blade. Oh, whatever. Doesn't matter. All right. Oh, I gotta get my one. Wah, wah.
You're one.
Don't laugh at me, Terence.
I can ready up to 6 characters. Is that wild for 1 resource?
I mean, that seems like the best thing to do right now. For how many resources? For 1?
1.
I
I have 6 enemies in front of me.
I feel like you do that. Do you even have
right.
6 unreadied characters?
1, 2.
You have 3. How did you quest for 15 with 3? Oh, this one's in front of you too, right?
Yeah, he's also Dunedain, so I can also ready him.
Yep.
How did I quest? Because he quests for 6, dude.
Yeah, that seems good.
And then 2, 4, 6. Oh, wait, this guy also exhausted. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so let's do these
And
defenses. So this guy.
Well, hold on. Are you not readying your characters first?
No, because when Gilraine exhausts, I want to ready her.
Oh, nice. All right. Defending player discards the top 3 cards of their deck. Attacking enemy gets +1 attack for each different card type discarded this way. So you have an event, an attachment, and an ally. So 3 different card types.
That's 8. I defend for 8.
Yep, and you ready. So that's this dude.
This one, nothing.
That's a little sad, though. I guess at this point it does not matter.
This
you do
one,
bossy
nothing.
boss.
Yeah. And at this point, I think I ready.
Now you Dunedain. So after each
1,
enemy attacks,
2,
there is a
3,
ready window.
4, 5, 6. So everything is ready now.
Yep. That seems good.
Uh,
And we still haven't revealed a sorcery, ironically. You said a third of the deck was sorceries. I don't believe you.
dude, they're all these shadow cards.
Oh, you're right. Defending player discards the top 3 cards again.
Dude, I might deck out, bro. That's 1.
Whoa, we got an action window, right? Can we play Will of the West?
I don't have the resource for Will of the West.
I have a resource for Will of the West.
Oh, you can target me, right?
Yeah. Choose a player. Shuffle that player's discard pile. Do it now.
Do it now?
Do it.
Okay.
Do it now. When you have 1 card left, yes. Do it now.
I had 1 card left. All right, because this would have killed me, actually.
So, yeah, because there's an action window after each one, right?
All right, so how much I don't need to actually, I only need to do 4 plus 2, 6. All right, I have 6. I'll defend with Gandalf to try not to get damage. All right, so he doesn't get the boost. No, okay. So he hits for 1. And Gandalf blocks all that.
Seriously, you wasted Gandalf on that? And are you drawing a card here?
No, I mean, I could, I guess. I mean, I guess you decked me.
All right.
Man, this next turn would have been an epic Samford Sentry turn. Draw like 6 cards.
I mean, I think we're okay here, Terence. All right, so all that has to happen is you have to kill him. In your
Yeah,
first
you gotta
play.
do your defense, man.
Oh, come on. Yeah, nothing.
All right.
Oh, and I ready myself because why not?
Yeah.
So I kill mine, obviously. So how much do you attack for?
3, 6, 9, 11, 13, 15.
15 attack. Would that have killed? That would have killed him
17.
fully healthy. Oh, how much did we do on the quest? We never even did the quest, dude.
17.
Hold on. We totally
19.
skipped questing phase, my friend. We totally skipped it.
You said we had enough, and we're done.
We do have enough, but so that's 4. And we forgot travel phase. Like, we didn't do anything. 4.
You didn't need to travel.
4 plus 22, or 4 minus 22 is 18 left over. So we had 18 progress on this quest.
Yeah.
Seems like
so I hit him for 19 back, so I did 15 on him.
15 over his armor?
Yeah, 15 over his armor.
I mean, you could split that up to kill other stuff if that matters for the campaign. I don't think it does.
I don't think it does.
All right, so let's go to the campaign stuff, and then we'll be maybe we'll do a little post-stream discussion on whatever we want.
Board Game Arena.
Oh yeah, Board Game Arena. We were talking about that. All right. So note the amount of damage on Protect the Innocent in the
4,
campaign log.
the magic number.
I mean, we're still 4. Yeah. And remove Protect the Innocent from the campaign pool. Oh, so now it's gone. Oh, yeah, but it's just going to come back. Add Anor Ravaged to the campaign pool in its place. Oh.
So I assume it just gets worse.
Yep. Found the opposite side of Protect the Innocent. Does that Protect the Innocent? Angmar Ravaged. Add Angmar Ravaged to the Doom staging area. When damage on it is equal to the amount of damage marked it for the campaign log. After the attack damages a character but does not destroy it, move 1 damage counter from this to the character.
That's kind of terrible, actually.
So wait, when we take damage, we take an additional damage up to 4?
No, it's just move 1. So it's like 1 instance of it.
Right. But it'll happen 4 times, and then there's no more damage on this thing, right? Is there any way to add damage to it? It doesn't look like it.
I mean, it depends on if that 4 stays there every game, or if it gets removed at the end of the quest.
Right.
Which
Okay.
I don't know.
We don't. None of us know. The players as group must select either Arian's Pendant or Emethor's Courage and add it to the campaign pool. Any player may add Arian's Pendant to their deck if it is chosen. Wait, we have to add it to our deck? The pendant?
No, it's you can either take the pendant or the courage.
Oh, because we're not going to have Arian anymore. Arian.
Yeah.
So we'd add it to our deck.
Do we take courage because I actually have Marty?
Attached to a Marthful. Wait, what's a Marthiel?
This person right here.
Wait, you have her?
Him.
Do you have to have him? Like, I'm assuming we're getting him as an ally.
No.
So how did they know you had him? Like, why?
He's one of the heroes in the box.
Oh, okay. So you
right. So I assume if you don't have him, you take the pendant, and anyone can use the pendant.
I mean, you get the Radium free.
And he starts off with +1. So basically, my starting willpower will be 8.
Wait, why 8?
Right, like 4 and 4. If I take this, and it's a setup, so it comes into play.
Wait, why 8? I'm sorry. Oh, between all your characters.
The starting turn, I can quest for 8 instead of 7 with just my heroes.
And you get to ready him. Which
once per game.
Oh, it's only once per game?
Yeah.
I mean, but that once per game can be useful.
I mean, the thing is, like, plus willpower at the beginning of the game is nice because it helps us get gather information, right?
Right, because this, I mean, the only benefit of this one is getting rid of.
But you have to find it and then pay for it. This is literally free. The benefit of this is you get the free cancel.
Yeah. All right. So let me write down some information. So there's 4 blood tokens.
I assume we want courage, right? Courage seems better.
Yeah. So we get So we had 4 blood. We got, what's it called? Marthiel's Courage.
Marthiel's Courage.
So what's your card here?
Which card?
Stalwart.
Yeah.
I forgot to mark that last time. And then my card is
Resolute.
All right. So that seems good.
Flavor text.
What was that?
Flavor text on the campaign card.
Wait, where is the campaign card?
Over here.
Orcs have been discovered west of the Weather Hills.
No, the other one. The one that's flipped.
Oh. The wraith that attacked us has the power of a sorcerer. It was he that took Aarian?
Yeah.
Why, asked Amarthiel. Why does Token use these names? Why, asked
because he hates you.
Marthiel. But none could answer. On the ground, the young ranger found the hawk pendant of Aarian and regarded it in his hand. It matters not, said the Dunedain, clutching the pendant and rising to his feet. Thoradrill has taken my friend, so I will pursue him. We will aid you in your quest, spoke the heroes with one voice. We cannot obtain Aarian, or we cannot abandon Aarian to the same fate as those village people. So we are going with this jobber again, the ranger.
Yeah, but he's been kidnapped, so we don't have him, right? Apparently.
Oh, wait.
They're saying the raid took him.
Oh. It was he that took Aorian. I got it. So he's kidnapped now. So we got to go get him.
Yeah. Yeah, so some of the stuff we haven't been reading, if you look at the page where we're reading campaign setup,
Yep.
I think this is one of the things that's kind of like, I mean, you don't have to read it, but I think it's kind of nice because they do now have, I think, starting with the cycle before this one, where they do have like, you flip back one page, like this prologue section that like, you know, kind of introduces the quest we're about to do with some background.
Oops.
And then that next page, you get the resolution that leads you into the next quest, right? So they're starting to kind of do that for each quest. I think this is the second cycle they started doing that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So people are kind of into more of that, the kind of story bits. I think it, you know, it's not quite Arkham Horror by any means, but it's definitely like a lot more, I think, than the comic pages we're getting in Marvel Champions.
Well, I don't know, because, I mean, text versus comic pages, like, you know, you can show a lot of stuff with the comic pages. All right, but let's transition to our post-stream discussion, and we can talk about it some more. All right, so, yeah, so the campaign stuff, you didn't get the campaign stuff when you bought the game, correct?
No, this is all new stuff that they've added as they've been repackaging.
But the nice part is, I got all of this from the Fantasy Flight webpage. So all of it is available to anybody who wants it by free print and play. So if you own all the old stuff, you can add in all the quest bits to the stuff you already own, which is nice.
Yeah.
But you would have to print and play all these cards. There were 45 cards. And they don't really put it in a very format. I don't know why.
No, I mean that's like a common complaint from people who play RPG games. Like all their prints and plays like that. It's not specific to Lord of the Rings. This was true with like Kree Fanatic as well. And so oftentimes someone in the community will do like the full bleed stuff. So you can go to like Make playing cards or MB Print or like one of the other kind of popular online printing services, and then use the full bleed cards, so then pay to print them, right?
It's frustrating that they don't sell. I mean, it's Asmodee, right? So that's the problem. It's not just Fantasy Flight anymore. But they should license it out to who owns Game Center? What's that place? Because they license other stuff to them to print and play.
Go Ship Games, maybe? I don't know. It's Game Center.
Yeah, so they
It's
should.
all Christian Peterson, but I think Game Center and Ghost Ship are probably two separate entities. I imagine as businesses.
Sure, but
It,
I just wish they um made it available for them, like to be a whatchamacallit, like a
yeah, I mean, I think honestly, the problem is it's hard to do this at scale to sell a SKU that is obviously campaign cards, which is probably why they don't do it. Um,
but that's
but yeah, I
the
mean,
benefit
they
of
used to
Game
have the
Center, right?
yeah
They
they used
print
to
and play
have
on demand.
yeah. So Game Center I think has literally the print and play printer FG used to use.
Right. But I wish they would allow them to sell these print and play things. Even the
I
resources, the hero resources for Marvel Champions, like I would buy those, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think they do have permission to some stuff because I know they've reprinted some of the Nightmare packs,
Right.
which have been out of print forever, right? And they've been allowed to reprint some of the Arkham Investigator things, both the print and play stuff that's online as well as the stuff that came in the novels. I think.
So then
Uh,
why aren't they letting them print this? You see what I'm saying? Because this is like
I, I
free that they're
I have no
giving to
idea
everybody.
what the like what those negotiations are, right? Like
Sure.
clearly there is something, but I don't know if it's like Game
Well,
Center doesn't think it sells enough or like doesn't think these things would sell or what have you, right? Like I have no
yeah.
idea what the terms are
I
there.
mean, maybe they want to sell the new campaign box, right? Because people will be like, well, I'll just pay the $60 so I don't have to print off the 45 cards
Yeah.
and the book, even though you're duplicating literally every card that comes with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know on when we were doing stuff for Con of Heroes, uh we were told through our relations to that we couldn't do alt art stuff of existing printed cards.
Oh, okay.
Or not that we couldn't, but we were asked not to, right? And you don't if someone tells you not to do it, you don't do it, right?
Well, right.
Uh,
Because that competes with Fantasy Flight, I guess.
yeah. So,
Although I'll be
you know,
honest,
I
the new
go ahead.
standard you made for the last Con of Heroes, the Rivalry Pack, is my preferred standard deck. If I'm going to choose a standard deck to play, and I showed that last time we played with that, right? Rather than playing with the normal standard. I just like it better. Um, I don't know that it's necessarily better design, quote unquote. Like, I don't care about that. I just think it's more fun than Shadows of the Past.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely a tangent, I guess, from stuff from today, but I think we don't need to design something that's better than the design. It just needs to be different and fun, right?
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about TTS. Or not TTS, about Board Game Arena versus playing on something like Tabletop Simulator. And the reason this came up, and we'll relate the three, so maybe we'll have it three different topics. So it's Tabletop Simulator versus Board Game Arena versus Dragon Cards, right? Is that what it's called?
Yep, dragon cards.
Okay. So the benefit of Board Game Arena is it implements and enforces all the rules for you. So you literally don't have to know how to play a game to go onto Board Game Arena and just play it, and it'll do all the rules. I'll use an example of my favorite solo game, or probably second favorite after Marvel Champions, which is Gaia Project. In Gaia Project, they have a very good solo like AI bot thing that like does it, like handles all the AI actions for you, so you don't have to do that. And I play against it quite often. I get games done in 30 minutes. Now, will I ever pay attention to what the AI bot's doing? Not really. Does it impact my experience with that game? Not really. So I find if you know the game really well, Board Game Arena is really good for playing certain games if you just want to get it done quickly. Where I find Board Game Arena more frustrating, or sometimes I'll win and I don't know how I won. Now, the nice part about Board Game Arena is it saves all the replays, so you can go back and like see every action that happened throughout the course of the game, right? So if you really wanted to, you could follow along and you could slow yourself down to the point where you're following everything that's going on. I find that I don't do that. And a lot of times it's hard for me to follow. So when I'm first learning a game, the nice part is it enforces all the rules. So like you can't make a mistake, which I find, I don't know about you, but when I first play a game, I tend to find that there's at least one mistake that comes up each game, right? And I'm sure when we play even, there's mistakes that are made. So the nice part is Board Game Arena enforces all those rules for you, but I do find it harder to learn the game because I don't tend to slow down enough to follow along and figure out what's actually happening, and stuff just seems to happen. And because it goes faster, and that's one of the benefits of it, like I tend to just play faster. If all of that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's like, I mean, I have the experience not even related to Board Game Arena. I think maybe something the audience can relate to is like if you go over and someone teaches a game to you and they're like game mastering, right? Like they're doing all the upkeep and you really get to, like, part of the benefits, you get to focus on maybe just your play, right? Like
Yes,
your turn, the things you're doing. But then if you have to go and like play that game on your own without that person,
zero chance.
you realize you don't actually know all the rules of the game, right?
Yes.
Like you can't actually necessarily play it. I mean, depending on the game, right? Like there are definitely maybe some games where that's not true, but I think that is pretty similar to like what you're talking about with Board Game Arena, right? Like
No, that's true.
it's that kind of experience. But you also don't get the benefit of like the log, right? Like I don't have the log when someone's teaching me to go back and be like, oh, can you slow that thing down? Like, let me see, right? Like, I mean, obviously you can ask them, but.
And honestly, that's why I started, when Mike and I review a game for the podcast, I had to borrow the game from him. Because when he comes over, he will literally GM the game, and I don't understand at least 50% of what's going on in the game. You know what I mean? Like, and there's other things when you review a game as well, like setup time, how good are the rules, how many questions do I have when I'm trying to play, and are they answered in the rules, that you wouldn't get the experience of. Now, not everybody needs to do that, but I'm just saying, but yeah, you're right. That's a very good comparison. Board Game Arena feels like someone's just GMing the game for you, and you don't really have to know what you're doing. You just have to know if you're allowed to do something or not. You don't have to know what everybody else is doing or what's going on in the background. And I tend to find, especially because it doesn't, the game doesn't slow it down for you either. You've played apps, right, where it like slows down everything and it's like this person does this, and then you have to like click almost to go past it. And I find that the more experienced I am at a game, the quicker I want to click and go past that. But the newer I am, I will end up reading those the first couple times I play a game. And that's the hard part. There is a log in Board Game Arena where you can go back and see what everybody did, but I don't know that I've ever read that log. Do you ever tend to go back and read that thing? I mean, I won't say never, but I very rarely read that log to see what had happened.
No, I mean, I mainly don't actually play a lot on Board Game Arena, so it's like hard to answer one way or another.
All right, well, let's compare it to Dragon Cards then, which is a place that you do enjoy playing. You do like that log there. Now, I don't know, you don't use the log normally, right? Just if you have a question of whether you did something or not?
Yeah, I think that's like the big thing. If you did something, because oftentimes when you're playing with people are communicating stuff.
Right.
Or you see them, right? It's like if you literally pulled the enemy in front of you, I don't have to like ask you if you did that. I just saw you do it, right? like
right.
There's a lot of like obvious global shared state stuff, right? And then for the most part, like even in person, right? Like I'm not there necessarily, except like on the stream. I pay attention a little more because I'm trying to catch mistakes you're making because you're not as familiar with the cards and the rules and stuff, right?
And I'm
like,
just worse at reading. Let's be honest. And sometimes I end up rushing and I go through, and I do it for Marvel Champions, which I played 1,000,000 times. Because I'm not a fast reader, I will end up skimming a card and then missing something.
Yeah, and I have most of the card state in my head too, just by pictures. So I'm not like reading your cards. I just look at the picture.
Yeah.
And then if I need to read the card in depth, I will pull it up for like a rules thing. But yeah, like so beyond that, like even in person, right? Like you're not like micromanaging a lot of people's stuff. So I find like even online that's not always true as well. And the logs are usually like we'll have those questions in Marvel Champions too, right? Where it's like, did we do that? Did we increase that threat? Did we do that thing? And that's I think where the logs really helpful because it will really tell you, right? Like
Now there is
you
a
added two
log,
threat
and
to
I've
the
got
thing.
it pulled up right now for Tabletop Simulator. So there is a log. If you hit the tilde key right next to the 1 in the upper left, it'll pull up the log. Now I'm not sure.
It
It's
doesn't.
not going to tell you, I don't think, when something's added, like 1 or 2 resources are added. I'm not
Yeah.
actually sure exactly what is in the log and what is not.
I assume it's whatever the plugin author or whatever the workshop author chooses to log, which admittedly, like most common actions, I don't think they would because it's
No.
would just spew a bunch of text, right? Um,
But it's true in real life too, right? Like if I'm playing with you, it's like, did we add 2 threat to that? I don't remember. So
yeah,
now, granted, this is not real, live. It gives us an option to track that stuff. So part of the reason you like dragon cards better is, well, number one, especially for Lord of the Rings, as we saw, there's a little bit of bookkeeping involved in counting up all the threat, counting up all your questing points. I don't find that bad, especially in the situation we were today. I don't think there was ever a situation that we had to go back and double count. There were a couple of situations where we had like, oh, wait, I thought we only had 15 against us. No, it was really supposed to be 18, right? But we figured it out
yeah. I think
pretty
it usually
quickly.
will happen at higher player counts too. Like I've played Dragon Cards 4 players online, and it's
Right.
pretty smooth. It's like even in person, this happens. It's like you'll be playing and you're not streaming or whatever, and it's like you're having discussion, and then you'll like sidebar on a thing, and people are like throwing out their questing, but no one's like remembering what someone just said,
Right.
and so like this happens all the time at Con of the Rings with like Colin and Steve and Barrett. Like
Well,
this will
you're talking
happen.
about 3 of the most distractible people on this planet.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, this
Like-
happens with anyone, right? It's just a 4 player game, just a lot of people, right? And it's
Right.
like, oh, everyone has to like recount again, right? It's like, dang it, like that happens like multiple times throughout the game, right?
I almost feel like
and I
you
think
need a health tracker, right? Like a Marvel Champions health tracker. Give it
yeah,
to each
there's
person.
actually there's a specific playmat for some of that stuff, but anytime there's like global state or something that changes, like you have to like remath a good amount of stuff.
So that's the
Or like,
advantage
oh,
of
did we
Dragon
count that?
cards, is it counts all that stuff for you, assuming you do the commands correctly, right? Like there is
Yeah, assuming
that
you're like actually
also.
doing the bookkeeping on like plus willpower, et cetera, right?
Right. So there is that. Like you can mess that up, and that's a little bit of a learning curve, but that's not a big deal because honestly, I think when you hit tab, it shows you what all the commands are. So and I've played it enough times now. I've only played it probably 5 times, but I feel like that's enough that I don't know all the commands, but I could easily get them, and once I get them, I will know them for that play session at least, right? It's like, oh yeah, Shift N, that's going to give me all my new cards and draw up stuff. So there is a lot of automation. But like I said, I do find with the... Now, it doesn't enforce rules, so there is that. But there is a lot of automation. And again, whenever there's a lot of automation, I find that I lose focus on what's really happening. And I'll be honest, this game, I wasn't the best at showing... Like you just said, I have 15 questing, and I never went to your side to show your 15 questing, right? I think I just made an executive decision that it's not worth trying to follow both people in Lord of the Rings. I find it harder to do than in Marvel Champions because Marvel Champions players have individual turns, where here, because the phases are integrated, I found a lot of times that I wasn't following your turn, and maybe I'd go back after and say, okay, what did you do? Which honestly in real life makes the game play faster, right? If you're doing your stuff and I'm doing my stuff all simultaneously, like putting new cards on the table, and I don't have to know what's going on, and In real life, I may or may not even check in with you. Okay, what did you play this turn? That makes things
I
go
mean,
faster.
yeah. I mean, I think one of the big differences they interleave the turn
Right.
versus like the whole. It's like the natural board game thing. It's like player 1, 2, 3 kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the interleave allows them to basically have mostly simultaneous, but it's not obviously not all simultaneous, right? Like
The
you can
attacking part isn't.
probably do planning simultaneous, but the ordering does matter. But it's not unlike Marvel Champions. It's not hard to like retcon most things to be like, oh, the timing window does matter here, right? Like example, this could be like if I have a thing that I put into play like an ally that has an enter play effect that allows you to do something. If I'm the second player, I obviously can't do that and have you draw the card first because you're the first player because I have to play that on my turn, right? So there's like a few things like that, but I think those are usually the exceptions, right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I would prefer if everything was simultaneous in both games. I mean, we've already talked about this. I just think it feels like less downtime. The more simultaneous the game is, the the less downtime it feels like. I understand your point that there's some more strategic thinking and decision making that goes into it not being simultaneous, but I still want it to be simultaneous because I care less about that strategic thinking and more about because it would open possibilities as well, right? Like, yes, the game is not balanced for those open possibilities because you'd have more options and you'd be able to do even more cool stuff and feel more powerful. I feel like simultaneous lets you feel more powerful because you don't go, oh, there's no feel bad moments of like, oh, all I need to do is go to alter ego. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it would make the game feel faster. Even if it wasn't faster, anything that makes it feel faster because you're always involved. I don't like sitting through a whole player's turn. I don't mind it as much in two player. And it's great for streaming, right? Because then you get to watch everything that player is doing. But in real life, especially in 4-player games, I hate waiting and not doing anything during other people's turns or just doing like because that's the other weird part. Like some stuff you can do and some stuff you can't do. I just I That's the one thing about Lord of the Rings I like better than Marvel Champions is the simultaneous nature of it. And
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of stuff like combat, which can take a long time, that is not simultaneous
yes,
at
that's
all.
true. Yeah,
Like the
because
ordering matters a ton.
every character getting quote unquote boosted, whatever you want to call it, takes a while. Um, so I will say that is a con of Lord of the Rings that they fixed, quote unquote fixed for me in Marvel Champions, in the fact that those minions in front of you, 90% of them, probably more, do not get boosted. It's just the villainous ones that do.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a con for me. It's just a different game. I mean, there's no boss or villain, right, to guarantee kind of that dynamic thing. I think it simulates the like potential like in Magic, right, where like someone can play. It's like you can play an event card, right? Like you as a player get to do it, and so this allows the counter deck to do it. Uh, and in real life, it doesn't. It's usually doesn't take all that long, but it's usually the planning and strategicness of like how you want to engage, and if people have things like Sentinel and other things, or things that can have fun timing window stuff, which Lord of the Rings is like steeped in its cards. Like I think that complexity and decision making is what makes it take long, not like if it's pretty clear cut, like I'm gonna defend and flip a card over, like
That
it
doesn't
doesn't
take that
take
long.
that doesn't take that long. Yeah.
Yeah, there are some other things that are different. I know we've changed the discussion from Board Game Arena now to Marvel Champions versus Lord of the Rings, but I feel like we talk about this a lot. And as I play more Lord of the Rings, there are more things that come out, right? Like when you see a boss with 5 armor, there is no armor in Marvel Champions, right? It's like you can always feel like you're making progress. With Lord of the Rings, it almost encourages that behavior, which Marvel Champions you end up doing a lot anyway, which is like, keep it neutral, keep it neutral, keep it neutral, do a big attack or do a big round or whatever else, right? Like you win in 1 or 2 rounds at the end. Like they go from not hurt at all to like dead in 2 rounds. Lord of the Rings really encourages that with the armor. It's hard to plink damage or harder to plink damage. Like some bosses, like you just can't do anything. And like some decks, like I can't damage the boss at all. Like with, I forget, like the elf deck that I was playing, like there's literally almost impossible to do damage. Because there's just not enough attack, even if you had every ally out on the table. There might be like 5 allies that actually have attack in that deck because it's all like questing focused. So there is that, and I can't even help my buddy, right? So I do think Marvel has some more interesting decisions with assisting, blocking for other people. Like here, you have to have cards specifically with those traits. So I'm glad for Marvel Champions that they went away from armor and traits. Are the 2, I guess, parts of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that part of it is just, it depends a lot on the scenario. Like a lot of scenarios don't have bosses, to be fair. And yeah, I mean, there's obviously just like certain things you have to be able to do in a deck, for the most part. Like you need to be able to muster probably enough attack to deal with the enemies that are coming out.
Right.
If you're going to scenario that has high defense enemies, you need to be able to pull together enough attack, right? If there's high attack enemies, you either have to have high defense or jump blocking or something, right? So you just have to have answers to all those things.
And I guess that's where Lord of the Rings has a little more specialization. Whereas Marvel Champions, I mean, I guess Lord of the Rings, you can have a do everything deck. But Marvel Champions, I don't know that you have to be as specialized. Now, I think in higher player count games, it's certainly a huge benefit to be specialized. But, like, and I guess it's true in this game, too. Like, everybody can help with questing in some way or another. Like, I was doing a decent amount of questing at the end of the game there, even though that's not necessarily what this deck is built for. Like, you basically have one innate character that quests for you, and the rest are just like...
I mean, it's an all-around solo-ish deck, right? Like,
well, yeah,
it can defend, attack, and it can quest, and it can cancel treacheries, right? Like, it does a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's true.
It has healing. It has threat reduction. Like, it does it all. Like,
and your deck is similar. You have a defensive character. You don't really have an attacker per se. Well, you have that one with the 3 attack.
Yeah, but I usually quest with that person.
Yeah, well, your deck really... Well, and it's funny because they only quest for 1 normally, right? Now they'll quest for 2.
3. Plus, it gets +2.
Yeah.
So it's 3 and 4. Yeah, Dune are a slow deck. Like, obviously, like, you saw at the last turn, like, you're like, dude, can you even kill that guy? Like, at the beginning of the game, right? Like, I had one dude who could hit for, like, 3.
Right.
And at the end, I was hitting for 19. You know, like...
Well... with Gandalf and having the other ally.
I didn't even attack with Gandalf, dude.
Yeah,
I used Gandalf to block that, like,
well,
one
you
attack.
used the middle ally for it. It was only 2 more attack, I guess. That's why you got caught, man. If you didn't attack with them, you wouldn't have got captured. Terence.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, you know, like, there's a lot of similarities, but I think, I mean, there's just different strategies in the games, which makes it easy if you like the stuff to own both. Like, they both feel similar, but don't also at the same time, right?
Well, and Lord of the Rings is a complete product now. Although they're re-releasing stuff, you actually get less stuff than you would if you just bought somebody's complete collection. So Lord of the Rings is a complete game, so you don't have to spend money every month.
You just have to spend a crap ton of money.
Do people sell their full collections still? Like, is there a Facebook page?
Some do, but it's becoming, anytime something goes out of print, it becomes much harder.
So about how much do you think it would cost for somebody's whole collection? Have you ever
I
looked?
mean,
Or...
over 1,000, I imagine.
Oh, okay.
Easy.
So
I,
it's even more.
Anytime it's like, I think anytime it's out of print, like those prices get boosted by a lot.
Yeah. I think right now for $400 or so, you could buy everything that's re-released.
Which isn't very much of the content, to be fair.
Right. But
like
you
you're
get
talking
to
about
play through Lord of the Rings
yeah.
stuff, right? Because they do have the first part of the journey, the saga as they call it. There's a full set of like Angmar. I mean, we've played. It's an hour or two per mission. There's 9 missions in that, right? So that's quite a bit of stuff. Plus the original.
That assumes you win the first time.
Right. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's a butt ton of content, right?
Which I would bet most people, if you're not like super experienced with Lord of the Rings, like you're not going to be winning each time like we are.
Did you and I beat that third mission? We never even played the third mission together, did we?
I've not played the core set with you.
Okay. Yeah. So that third mission is like...
I think you've done only stuff with Steve.
I mean, that third mission's ridiculous. I bet these decks could probably take it out, but... Which is why I'm glad, actually. I like that these decks are nice and powerful, because I don't want to replay the stuff. I want to show off the content, but without, like...
These aren't even... well, I'll say, I think your deck is probably much higher tier. I would not say my deck is an A tier deck.
I mean, my deck feels fun. Your deck seemed powerful, like being able to
I guess for me, like A tier is like, it's like in Marvel Champions to some degree. It's like, I don't know. I guess like they haven't done tempo yet. Like Hood. I guess Hood's like the only scenario. There's enough stuff in Lord of the Rings where like, if you can't get going fast enough, you will just get drowned, right? Like, remember that time when we didn't clear that location? You're like, crap.
Yeah.
And there's like 4 locations already out.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just really easy to steamroll like that, much more than Champions, I think. Like,
well, Champions does it with like drawing extra encounter cards. It feels bad when you're already not controlling the situation, and then you deck and you have to have an extra encounter card. You're just like, oh, come on. So I think they have their different ways. I agree that they feel different, and it's funny because, I mean, I think this is a strength of both of these games is they feel different enough. They feel like you're doing different enough stuff that they do feel like quite unique games, but they feel similar enough that if you know the rule set for one, even if that one is Champions, you will quickly pick up Lord of the Rings. Because I think some of the hardest stuff to understand is those decisions to quest versus defend versus attack. And both games have that. Even though they feel different in the two games, they both have that aspect to them.
Yeah. I will say action advantage matters in both games, but it matters probably more in Lord of the Rings. Like, right. I think you feel more stretched.
Your hand size is really constraining in Marvel Champions. Like, because that's your resources and the cards you play, right? It leads to interesting decisions, but it also leads to more limited situations unless you can get a lot of card draw. Like, card draw is, like, doubly beneficial in Marvel Champions. Because you get more options and you get more resources all at the same time.
I actually think card draw is more restraining in Lord of the Rings than Champions.
Well, because you only get one card a turn?
Yeah. Like, what happens when you blow through your hand and you're top decking each turn looking for a solution? Like,
yeah,
it's just much more constraining than, like, sure, use it for both, but you get a new hand each turn, right? Like you get to fish through for resources. So I think you can get away with, like, decks that aren't as tightly min-max as you like to call them when I build decks, right? Like, I think you can get away with decks that don't have the perfect composition because you just have to draw into something that you can play, right? That is impactful that turn.
Sure.
And if you're looking for, that's why gather information, this side quest, is such a card that people love, right? Like
Well, it
in a
draws you
4-player
3
game, we
cards.
clear this thing. If every single player can draw that key card that they didn't get in that opening hand on on that first turn, even if
Yeah.
they can't play it that turn, the next turn, like, I mean, that's huge, right? Like getting Steward out, like who knows how long it would have taken you to get Steward.
Yeah. Right.
And it totally changed. Like, oh, I'm not going to play my horse, so I can play Steward because there's a good chance we can get it, right? Like you're willing to sacrifice like plays because of that,
Right.
and that's like impactful, right?
Well, and then Scepter is really good with Steward also. I mean, that's just a really good combo. And it's cool that they're
Yeah.
both like the Gondorian, like Steward and Scepter, like work
Yeah.
together. Because it's basically those 2 cards equals 1 card draw for your turn.
Yeah, and I think just card draw. While I agree, you get that double duty, so it feels more impactful in Champions. But I think because of how constrained the cards are in Lord of the Rings, in other ways, it feels more impactful to get even 1 more card a turn.
Well,
right? Like,
but yes, but resources can be a very constraining thing in Lord of the Rings also, at least early. Which is why I like this deck also, because I start with 2 extra resources that I can kind of toss around as I need as well, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's all part of like deck construction design, which is fun, right? Like having those choices to be able to kind of
it's fun
figure
for
out
some
how
people.
you do that stuff.
The one thing I would say, and actually maybe I will post the deck list that I played. I mean, I could post both of them, but it is like I'm having fun playing this deck. And unlike the Dwarf deck that Mike built for me, which was just like clearly super strong, because isn't there somebody that gives everybody +2 to all their stats?
Yeah, Dan Ironfoot, leadership Dan Ironfoot gives when he's ready that you get +1 willpower, +1 attack for every.
Oh, is that all it is? I felt like it was +2 to everything.
No, it's +1. It's +1, which is still super strong
to all your dwarves.
But it's also global. No, it's not all yours. It's all
dwarves on the table. So he had a dwarf deck. I had a dwarf deck. We're all putting allies out. Every ally is +1/+1. I mean, it's just like, it was stupid. Like,
yeah. The downside of that kind of stuff though is it like ruins the cost curve on everything in that archetype. Then
right.
Because then dwarves are now overcosted if you choose not to play with Dane. So then you feel like you have to play with Dane, right? Like it kind of breaks that faction a little bit, right? Like they expect you to play with that character. So even though if this card was in another faction or whatever, like trait, right? Like it would cost less, right? For the stat line it has. But because it's in dwarves, it costs more.
I don't know that that's true though.
It is true.
Those characters all felt good anyway. But super good with the +1. And the bigger problem I have
it's like 3 costs for like a 1/1, character.
I guess the bigger problem I had with it is that the more dwarven players you have, the more broken that card gets. That's the bigger problem for me.
Yeah, but you have to compete for like unique characters and stuff too.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. I did not have fun playing the dwarves.
I think it's not even that it's broken. It's that it depends on who you are, right? Like I think part of it that it's not even that it's strong. I think it's not interesting to play for a lot of people.
Well, right.
Like the first few times you play it, you're like, I get the strategy, and the strategy is to dump out
tons of
dwarves, right?
Yeah.
And that's true of like I think that's true of any card game. Like I think if you play like Slivers and Magic, it's like or in this game, like if you play the Outlands, right? A lot of people poo-poo on the Outlands archetype. And it's like Slivers and Magic where basically every Outland character you play, and there's 1 or 2 in each of the spheres, basically. And so like if you play the Spirit one, the blue, cost 2, has 1 willpower, I think like two hit points, 0 and all of its other stats. But it gives every Outlands character plus 1 willpower. So actually, like, even though it has 1 willpower, you're paying 2, and it gets 2 because it's itself an Outlands character, right? So if you get 3 of them out, it means every Outlands character gets plus 3, to that stat.
Yeah, to willpower, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, so it's a swarm deck, right? And
Yeah.
you want to get all them out. It's different from the dwarves, right?
So here's
But they
where I thought the dwarves were interesting, and this Rohan deck is interesting. Because, well, I don't know. Interesting and not interesting, right? Because here it's interesting because it's like, oh, which ally do I play for my hand to get their benefit? And then, like, I can do stuff with them. And then they're going to go away at the end of the turn. Like, that's kind of interesting. Except for the fact that 90% of the turns I had 1 ally in my hand. So it's not really that interesting anymore, right? Same with the dwarves. They have some digging abilities that let you dig through your discard pile and do some cool stuff. So I thought that was fun with the dwarves. So like the dwarven precon they have, I actually thought was very interesting because you're like doing stuff with your discard pile, which not many other.
That was the new archetype they added to dwarves later on in the game.
Yeah, so that
because they wanted people to move away from just doing Dane stuff,
right?
And it was cool because it was just like it was a lot of shenanigans around. They added a card called King Under the Mountain, which is a 2 leadership attachment. Can only be attached to a dwarven character. You exhaust it and you discard the top 2 cards of your deck, and you can take one of the cards you discard and put in your hand. So it's a card draw card.
Yep.
But then they added certain cards like Hidden Cash that if it gets discarded off the top of the deck, you can add 2 resources to any hero.
Right. And that's what that deck goes off of. The dwarven deck precon is that deck.
Yeah.
It has those cards in it, the ones you just described. And that was fun. And I'm glad that the dwarven precon wasn't the just Dane deck, where I think Dane might be included in it, but it didn't feel like you had enough allies to really cheese it up. Which I liked.
I mean, for all your complaints of that, sometimes you just need willpower, man. Like in a game.
Sure.
And is what it is. I don't know. Like, yeah, some people actually really enjoy playing that, and some people don't. Like, it's just not interesting enough for certain players. And some of the fun things around, I think it's more fun to build the dwarven deck than it is to play it for myself.
Sure.
Because what you need to do is you're trying to basically get it up and running as fast as possible, right? Like, so there's like, there's fun moments where you're doing stuff like a very good tale, which obviously is a reference to The Hobbit, where right. He was with like Bjorn, and like they had all the 2 different dwarves or whatever. You can exhaust 2 allies, and then in play, and then you discard, I think, 5 cards off the top of your deck, and then you can put up to 2 allies into play up to the added cost of the 2 allies
you exhausted. That is also, by the way, part of the dwarven precon.
Yeah, but I think that like that card is like in the Hobbit cycle, the Hobbit box.
Okay.
So it's like really early on in the card pool, that particular card. And it's not specific to dwarves, but obviously like it came in there, and it's a card that allows you to like kind of spam out your army at the cost of like, I mean,
tempo.
You have to exhaust those allies, right?
Right,
so
for
you're
that
kind
turn.
of taking a hit. Yeah,
Yep.
for that turn.
Well, not necessarily though, because if you could put 2 equally viable allies out, because they don't think they came in exhausted. Maybe they do. Like,
they don't come into play exhausted, but like you can also potentially whiff, right?
Well, that's true. Yep.
So you could exhaust 2 and only put like 1 ally in. That doesn't, like, it doesn't equate to like what you sacrifice. Like, you're gambling a little bit. Obviously, like deck composition makes a big difference there, but
yep.
Yeah, so there's like interesting and fun things in that game, in Lord of the Rings, that is around cheating cards into play, I guess, if you will, because then there's interesting stuff there where it's just like you don't have to be able to pay for that card normally if you're cheating it into play with a very good tail.
Yeah. By the way, please feel free to join in the chat, everybody. Like, it's been a quiet night. There's plenty of viewers out there. They're just it's just been quiet. So we will talk about whatever you chat about. So if you have any thoughts on, I say this just as I'm about to say I'm exhausted and it's probably time to get off. But if anybody chats something in, you know what usually happens. We end up talking for another 45 minutes. Um, yeah, no, I, I am seeing the value in owning both games, and I probably will own both games at some point. Marvel Champions, I obviously own everything for. I am enjoying this game a lot. I'm also trying to figure out when I would play the physical version of the game. I'm enjoying playing with you, and look, part of it is Terence owns everything, so I don't feel guilty about playing it on Tabletop Simulator or on Dragon Cards. If Terence didn't own everything, I would feel very different, and I wouldn't play. But if you and I were at your house right now, we'd be able to play exactly what we're doing here. So I don't feel guilty about that. As much as anything, I want to support Fantasy Flight in re-releasing these cycles. So I may end up purchasing everything just to...
I hope they change their tune and actually repackage everything. That's my hope.
Some of the first cycles as well.
Well, I just hope they like eventually get to repackaging stuff, because I know you don't feel the need to necessarily buy everything, but there's a lot of... I think the nature of an LCG is that there's just so many completionists in the hobby, right? And
but some of the stuff wasn't good, right? Like, I feel like they're releasing their...
I mean, some of the campaign, some of the quests maybe weren't as good, but like there was good player cards in all the cycles, right? Like,
I mean, they could just release the player cards, right? They could have a player card completion, whatever.
Like, I don't think there was any cycle that was like, this is a dud, right? Like, there was no good quests in this cycle.
Like
there was no good cards. Like, they should have written it off, right? Like, no, that's not true. Like, even in Galaxy's Most Wanted that people like despise in Champions, there's like fun stuff in there, right? Like,
I know, I'm just kidding. I love playing Collector. Honestly, we don't play Collector 1 a lot, but I love that. I think
and then some people hate them too, right? And like even in like Cause of Doom, right? Which is the second cycle. There's
I don't think anybody hates
fun...
Collector 2 though. Collector 2 is fun and it's different.
No, people I think just think it's too easy or whatever, or not that interesting. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that's just true of like everything they've released. Like, I think there's very few cycles where like every single quest is like S tier. You know, like it just knocks it out of the park for 9 quests in a row. That's just really hard to do, right? There's averages where they're a lot better, and they definitely just got a lot better the later on in the game because they had more experience designing the game. You know, they just got better at it. They learned, and yeah, I mean, it's I just want people who want to buy all that stuff to be able to, and I feel bad that they can't, because you see that in the community, right? Like people just getting into it now, like trying to find a way to get stuff that they can, and that sucks.
Yeah. Well, and the longer this goes, the more people support buying the repackaged stuff. And I'm not saying for people who already own it, because you should not rebuy stuff, because there's no reason to. But the longer this goes and the more new people come into the game, the more stuff they're going to be able to reprint, right? Because like they're not going to reprint it if they're making zero money on it or losing money on them. So there has to be a critical mass of people willing to buy in to make it worthwhile. And honestly, that's part of the reason I like doing these streams and we started doing them again, is I want to encourage people who have an interest in the game to buy in, because I think it's... And you don't have to buy everything at once. I wouldn't recommend that. Start with the core set, get the hero sets, get the small box first 3 expansions or whatever, and go from there. But we got Hugo Garcia out there that said a Nightmare Pack would be nice just to see how hard they can make the game.
There are Nightmare Packs. That, like I was saying, I think Game Center is printing them again.
So would you have to go to GameCenter.com? Is that the... Or just
you can buy and they'll ship stuff to you. Or if you come to... If it's an option for you, if you come to Con of the Rings, you can probably just buy them in store. I know some people did that. They just like came and bought a bunch of the stuff when they came in.
And I feel like they have older stuff too. If you want to buy some stuff, I feel like they're pretty good at stocking a lot of the even the
Yeah, but they
not.
won't stock stuff that's out of print usually because obviously they can't get it.
Okay. So I went to
Um,
Game Center shop. Let's see.
yeah.
Marvel Champions, Keyforge, Lord of the Rings, Nightmare decks. There you go.
Yeah, so you can get them from them. I think they're the only authorized place, like I was saying, that will actually print them.
Let me
Um,
see if I can do this. Let me get off of
uh,
studio mode.
I will say the Nightmare stuff is a little weird in that they didn't finish it.
So what do you mean by that?
So not everything has Nightmare, right? Like, and that's kind of weird. Like, they did Nightmare, for instance, for the saga, like the book stuff, but they didn't do the entire saga. So like you have Nightmare except for the last book or something. Like the last two boxes didn't get them. They like basically stopped making them.
Huh.
And I think that's same with like Dream Chase. They like stopped, I think, up to Dream Chaser, and then like cycles 7, 8, and 9 never got Nightmare packs. Maybe they didn't even finish the Dream Chaser cycle, actually. They might have not even finished doing Nightmare for the entire cycle. It's just like it's weird because they gave up, right? It's like it feels kind of weird in that way.
Right.
But yeah, they apparently have some of the old APs actually, not many of them. Like I
What's
see
AP?
there's
What does that mean?
adventure packs, the old kind of whatever model.
Okay.
They have most of them are sold out, but they have like a few random ones in stock,
Yeah.
which is weird because
Yeah.
those are the things that are hard to find if you're like trying to complete a collection.
Yeah. So Game Center at the top. Well, so I don't even think you can see my original page. Well, I can go back. So when you go to Game Center, at the top here it says shop, and then you can choose what you're shopping for. But Lord of the Rings Nightmare decks is right down here, and you can go ahead and purchase them. It's about $20 a piece. Some of them are sold out, and some of them are only available. Oh, all of them are sold out, except for the Road Darkens Nightmare deck. Is the only
Yeah,
one.
that's the first half of the Fellowship box.
Oh, and Lord of the Rings Escape from Dol Guldur. All right, so they do have more Nightmare decks. I mean, do people really think this game's too easy?
Uh,
All right, the further down you go, the more of them seem to be available.
um, I think for some of them too, like like when you first play some of this stuff, you might do some really cheesy strategies. And one of the things where I think people are sad that the Nightmare equivalent, it doesn't exist in Marvel Champions, is that it allowed the designers to adjust the game for the power curve of the card pool
Sure.
for some of the other requests, but also fix some of the design too, right? Like, like maybe you thought it would work however you thought in your head when you designed it or for the current card pool, and then you talk to players and you figured out like people just like cheese this particular thing, right? Because you
Right.
like
Well, Goblin is
did
a
whatever.
perfect example, right? The first
And
Goblin
then so what they do is they like add cards to fix the design, right? And so it not only makes it necessarily harder, like a lot of times it also makes the quest better, because they got a second pass through the quest.
Sure. By the way, all right, now I'm just kind of scrolling Game Center while we're talking. Keyforge Premium Metal Key Set. I am so glad that is available for everybody to buy, but you have no idea how much work I had. I had to win a tournament. I had to do all this stuff to get my metal keys, and now just anybody can buy them. Now I think they don't have I think mine have some engraving or something that these don't, but I am super happy anybody can just buy them. I think it's totally worth it, but it's a little sad that I did so much work.
That's not sad. I mean, you got it way earlier, and who
Yeah.
knows if they ever would have reprinted it, right?
Yeah. Well, that was the only way to get the metal keys back in the day. So I am glad that they are available for everybody, because honestly, you shouldn't have to go to Gen Con and win a tournament to be able to get metal keys, or buy 5 million packs or whatever.
Classic promo limited items.
Well, but that's how they got people excited about whatchamacallit play, organized play, right?
I mean, it's a thing, right? Like, like we were talking about at Gen Con this year, right? Like, oh, like, are you gonna do the Dream Chaser events? Like, well, can't we just play it? You own it, right? And it's like, how do you get people to come out? Like, oh, you put a like limited something that is gonna be part of it, right?
Right.
And so people who potentially maybe not interested in buying that product like may come out to the event, because if you own all of it, you're probably interested in some of the promo stuff.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I mean, that's how they do it, right?
Well, they have to. I mean, as someone who's about to publish games, how do you keep people interested in playing? And not only that, but how do you get them out of their house to play in public? Because if you and I are playing Keyforge in a public space, someone else is likely to come by, look at it, and say, "Wow, this game is great." I mean, it happened to us at was it Gen Con last year, where people kept coming by.
Yeah, we just kept getting it every
playing.
time we played Marvel Champion. Someone would ask us what it was.
Yeah, I mean, so I guarantee we sold at least a couple copies of the core set, from people coming up and asking, because it was literally every time we played, somebody would come up and ask us what we were playing. That did not happen with any other game we played, which is weird, because Marvel Champions, it's not like it has some huge table presence, right? So it's weird that,
I mean, it's not the prettiest game ever, but like I think FFG quality is like, it's a generally like their card games are pretty good looking, right? Like in design and art assets they put in. So there's definitely a lot of varying quality. But I would say it's like in the upper echelon for like the amount of kind of card games and stuff they pump out.
Wait, there's a new Keyforge adventure. Sorry. Now I'm like totally down a rabbit hole.
You're like out in Narnia, man.
I am. What is going on here? There's a new Keyforge adventure. How do I not know about this?
You are not a good fan, apparently. That's basically what I learned.
Yeah. Like, this is crazy. And it's sold out, so I can't even buy it. What is going on here?
They'll probably have it at Gen Con, I bet.
Yeah, so I'll have to buy the new Keyforge adventures. You still haven't played Keyforge, have you?
No.
All right, maybe next Friday. That'll be our thing. Yeah, I think I'll be available to play next Friday. So maybe next Friday.
You don't want to know what happens to Iarian?
So the next scenario is...
Why do you need a vinyl figure for Keyforge?
You don't. The Wastes of Eridon. So if you're looking in the lower right portion of your screen right now, so it's the first of the non-big box expansion.
Yeah, it's the first like adventure pack in the cycle.
Now these used to come with the scenario and player cards.
Yeah, so you usually got, I think, 2 heroes in the box, and then you would get 1 in every single adventure pack. So you get 8 heroes a cycle, I believe.
But heroes are not Marvel Champion heroes, to be clear. Like, it's one of the 3 heroes you get to play with.
Yeah, I mean, still pretty important cards in the game because they're like the pillars of the deck you're building, but you're picking usually 3 heroes versus 1.
Correct.
Yeah, Waste of Eriador. I think the difficulty on this one's probably going to be easier.
It says it's equivalent. They were both 7s.
This is...
Now, maybe the campaign fixes it, right?
This is the one with the day-night cycle. Yeah, that's this one.
So I'm going to put a star next to this because we completed this. All right.
Yeah, this is this has day-night. A day-night mechanic. I remember this quest now.
All right, so we'll figure that out when we get to it. But I'm gonna call it a night because I have a 8 a.m. swim meet, which is 40
What
minutes
happened
from
to
my
hockey?
house. No hockey tomorrow. I did have a coaches meeting yesterday, so I am coaching my daughter's team now. Well, one of the coaches of my daughter's team.
Oh,
So we had a
this
coaches
is
meeting last night, which was basically going to a bar, drinking, and talking about coaching philosophies. But yeah,
oh, you were right.
what am I right
I
about?
forgot about Amarthiel, the objective ally in the next quest. Does
Well,
that
we
mean I
don't
have to
have to
bring a different deck?
object. Oh, yeah. So you
Yeah,
won't.
yeah. I technically can't play with Amarthiel because you can't have two unique name characters in the game.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I was like, that's so weird.
It's also weird when they give you the hero in the cycle and then they say you can't use it. They've done that not a small number of times.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it was like when I played with Steve, and it was like, delivered this note to, what was it? What was her
Caliborn or
name?
something.
What?
Oh, Galadriel.
Galadriel, and Steve was playing with Galadriel. It's like, well, we've finished this quest because she's in our party. Um, yeah. So I mean, this is obviously more heavy-handed. You can't do it. Now, let me ask you to complete our discussion, and I don't want a long answer here because we do need to finish up. To complete our discussion, though, you didn't want to play Lord of the Rings on Tabletop Simulator. You were.
Yeah,
That's why we played Dragon Cards the first couple times. Was it as bad
yeah,
as you thought it was going to be?
yeah.
Okay. You just hate Tabletop Simulator.
No, it's fine. Like it's playable, but I do think it's like it's I mean worse for me, right? Like I think the context sensitive stuff I appreciate and enjoy. I like having stuff in the single, I guess like window of all the stuff. Like it's easier for me to grok and process all of it.
Right.
Um, and it's just a little more specialized, right? Like so, I don't think there's a ton of automation, but I think the small amount there is like helps just decrease the kind of bookkeeping or whatever stuff, right? Like,
And you don't find it prettier to play on Tabletop Simulator.
it's a card game, man. As long as I can see the art, it's fine. It's not, it's not like a board game, like in the same sense. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think it handles cards better. Like it also this doesn't have the level of automation that the Marvel one does. To be fair, right? Like,
Yes.
I think
Yeah, you don't
I think
unexhaust
this
by
is
hitting a button.
yeah, I think this is even worse because you spew way more cards out in this game. Like I
Yes.
think Marvel Champions is more of that heavy generally, or you have upgrades that generally don't exhaust every single one, right? Like you're dumping out a swarm of allies, and upgrades are also exhausting, and
Yeah.
like refreshing is like just not hard. It's just more manual, I guess. In Lord of the Rings, it feels like.
Yeah, well, in this mod specifically, yeah. But this, I believe, at least in my opinion, what I've seen, this is the best mod there is.
I think I've used this one before. I think it is.
I do not have as much of a problem with it as you do. I actually like it better, but I also know Tabletop Simulator better. So to be fair, there is a bias there. I do think it is prettier. I don't think you can. I think without a doubt, what I am zoomed in on right now, my three heroes, you couldn't do in Dragon Cards. Like I know there is like whatever you highlight over is like a little bigger in the upper right corner, but it's not the same level of zoom, and it's not the same level of ease of seeing, which is a big deal for me. Now I know it's not for everybody, and look, I can tell it's not for everybody because I've seen plenty of Marvel Champion streams where it's like I have no idea what's going on because I can't see what any of the cards do. For me, it is important to be able to see and read the cards because I just don't know the cards as well. So even though I've played thousands of games probably at this point in Marvel Champions, or at least 1,000 of games, like I still want to see what all the cards do and what they are. I thought there was another part to that. Like so Tabletop Simulator was worse for you.
Yeah, overall it's just worse for me to use. Like I don't need a physics engine. Like I have to like place my cards. I don't know, it's like kind of just messy on the playmat.
Sure.
The tokens like are a little more fiddly for me. Like
But
like I
to
have
be
to
fair, you've
deal with
played
it a little more.
probably hundreds of games on Dragon cards to get to that point, right?
I mean, I got used to it after like 3 plays, to be fair. But like, yeah, I mean, I've played a good amount of stuff on Dragon cards. The other part for me is just I think basically the vast majority of people who play Lord of the Rings online, like that's the tool you're going to use, to play it. Like if you're going to do a pickup game with someone random that you don't know on the internet,
Right.
that you found in the community, like it's probably going to be on Dragon cards, right?
Gotcha.
That's where like the Sunday pickup group plays, right? Like, and then for Marvel Champions, they have a Saturday pickup group that play on TTS because that's what there is, right? So
yeah, there's no option for Dragon cards
yeah,
for Marvel Champions
or Arkham, right? So that you play where you play, right?
Now I wonder if the Sunday pickup group played on TTS, if there would be a better mod, right? Because I feel like the Dragon cards benefits that you're talking about all could be done on TTS. You know what I mean?
Sure. I mean, I still prefer Dragon cards to like even the Champions TTS hitch mod,
Okay.
even with its level automation. Like I don't like the needing to pan and zoom in the game as much. Like I
Oh,
like having it flat and displayed.
see, I
Like that
like the
is a
pan and
personal
zoom.
preference for me. Like I can like in Dragon cards, even in a 4-player game, I can grok and process that screen and understand everything that's going on very well.
And I think
And I
that might
like
be a
the
personal preference though, because I do not follow it as well. I like the zooming and panning, so it's
um
interesting.
but I think part of that too is like I know the cards, right? Like
Yes,
if I see the art, I know, and I can see the art of everything on there, and then it's easy to kind of mouse over stuff, right? For me,
right.
to like if I don't know a thing, I can mouse over. Like it's even easier than in person, right? For both of these things, like you cannot like I have to like ask someone to hand a card to me across the table.
Sure,
Like you get to kind of cheat this way digitally.
but
It's
you
like
still
you
prefer
don't.
physical over all of these implementations.
Yes, but I will say the Dragon cards bookkeeping is kind of extra nice versus the in person.
Sure,
For
especially
the
at higher player
questing.
count games, as you said.
Yeah, especially at higher player counts, which is how I play Lord of the Rings most of the time. Like, I think my average is 3-4.
So you prefer
Um,
Lord of the Rings at higher player counts?
no, that's just like most of my playing of Lord of the Rings is the Austin local game group over the years, right before the pandemic,
Right.
and we had 4 to 8 people that would come each week, right? So it would be higher player count games. Like that's what we played, and then at Con of the Rings, that is almost always like
Higher
three,
player
four
count.
usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen it at Con Heroes, right? Like you just you don't get to play that high player count, I think, for a lot of people. So it's kind of an opportunity
Well,
to do that for a lot of people.
why go to something like that if you aren't going to play at higher player count? Like, why go to that to just play with your normal?
Because you can get more games, like you said, at smaller player counts. So that's like
sure.
another alternative. That's also true in Lord of the Rings too, right? Like less cards to deal with, it plays faster at lower player counts. I think the average is just higher though, right? Like even at one player, it is still an hour and a half game, but usually a 1-player Marvel Champions game can be like under 60 minutes. So,
well, 30 minutes sometimes, which is part of the reason I love Marvel Champions solo. And I think a lot of people do, honestly. That's why it is, in my opinion, a great solo game, because you can solo that game. Now, there's a lot of variance, right? Like, it swings hard one way or another. But
I mean, they all do, to be fair. Like,
right.
I feel like people gripe about that because it's like Marvel's maybe their first LCG or something, but like, dude, you get a bad flop on Lord of the Rings, it's like one of Mike's complaints, right? It's like you feel like you have to reset the game like that. Like there are impossible win scenarios sometimes in Lord of the Rings. Like you get a thing, it screws you on the opening turn, you lose a hero. Like that's probably unwinnable, right?
Shadows of the Past, turn 1.
Yeah, Shadows of the Past turn 1 isn't as bad as some of the stuff that happens in Lord of the Rings. Like Lord of the Rings is just
You could lose
more
a hero
brutal
in turn
encounter
1. There's no coming. Well, there's not no coming back, but like you literally learn.
Yeah, but
lose
you're
a
like
third
in
of
the
your
hole and the
resources.
game's already hard, right? Like,
Yeah.
and then what you do is you reset and then you play again. I mean, some people hate that, right? And
Yeah.
I don't think Marvel is any worse in the swinginess. It's just, I think that's just the nature of solo in these kind of games, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right, Terence. Well, thanks again. A pleasure as always. I do want to introduce you to Keyforge. I love that game. One of my favorite games of all time. And so maybe not next week, but at some point soon, I'm going to force you to play Keyforge with me.
Are you going to bring it to Gen Con?
I will. Yep. So are you...
You didn't bring it last year, did you?
Probably not. No, not last year. I might have. It might have been in my room. Well, I didn't have the Solo Adventures, to be fair, last year. So I might not have had decks with me. And it wasn't in print last year. So there's a lot of things that happened last year. But I will definitely have it with me this year. Are you coming in Wednesday?
Yeah, I find Wednesday. Okay. I think get in afternoon.
Okay.
Like 2-3.
We have an Asmodee event that night, but we'll talk offline for that.
Okay.
Asmodee's got a content creator event, so we'll be at that. And we have space for you.
Cool.
So, cool. All right, everybody.
Leaking stuff to the public.
Yeah, well, we'll see if we can find some new stuff out, right? And hopefully we'll come back with some Marvel Champion stuff. Or at least some news. I'm sure Caleb will be there again. We may end up playing the new set. That's what they did last year. It's been literally a year since they've released a new set. By the time Gen Con comes back around, right? It will have been a full year.
Yeah, we played it. Played it at the last Gen Con.
Yeah. Now, the difference is it'll probably be for sale at this Gen Con, I'm guessing. Whereas last year it was still early. I'm betting.
Yeah, I feel like they wanted to sell it, is my impression, but supply chain, something ships, I don't know. They just couldn't get it in time.
I bet they sell it at Gen Con this year, though.
Yeah, it's supposed to sell in August, right? So that's the expected release date, one would hope.
Yeah. And, yeah, I'm hoping we're going to have a prototype of our first game that we're going to release also at Gen Con.
Did you print those cards yet?
So, no. We had a couple of corrections because Patrick is way too good at finding mistakes we make. So he found more mistakes we made. So we're waiting for the graphic designer to update the cards. So then we can get the print and play file ready and send them off. I was hoping to have 3 prototypes. That way we could distribute them out. I'm guessing we're only going to have 1 because we're not going to print 3 versions of it at once. Right? Like, because if something's wrong or something's bad or whatever else, like now we've paid for 3 times as much stuff. So we're going to print 1. And if it's good, we'll get another 2, but it'll probably come just after Gen Con is what I guess, based on the fact that we didn't get it out this week. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm super excited for that too. Look, just having 1 copy in your hand will be super exciting for me to be able to finally get a chance to play that game physically. Because I tell you, I've been playing it a lot lately, just playtesting through the scenarios, and it's one of my favorite games of ours we've ever made. So I'm excited to play it.
Nice.
And that's Flamin' Fang. It actually has a Board Game Geek page. We haven't really talked about it before, but it's on Board Game Geek now. All that there is a cover and a description of what the game's about, but more coming soon. Hopefully we get to kickstart it this year. That's my goal, is to get on Kickstarter maybe September. That way we can get it out before the end of the year, because that's super important. Because otherwise you collect a lot of money and don't have your costs. And so you have nothing to write off against, right? And then next year you have a bunch of write-offs and you're not making money anymore. So it's super important to release in the year and have all your costs come in the year where you collect the money. Or it's just a tax nightmare otherwise. So if we don't kickstart it in September. I don't think it's going to happen this year because we want to deliver the same year, if possible.
Nice. Board game business 101 right here.
Well, it's any business, right? You don't
Yeah.
want a lot of income without cost, because then you have nothing to write off. And then
Yeah.
you pay all this taxes on all this money, and then next year you got a bunch of write-offs with no income, so it's not, you can't write off against anything, right? So like you get no tax.
Yeah.
Like, so now you've paid more taxes for no reason. Yeah.
Yep.
So there's your business tip of the day. All right, Terence. Great playing with you. Great talking with you as always. And we will see everybody soon. Bye.
Bye.